looks like all the audio is working, which is good because I had to switch out my mic, but it wouldn't be another episode of Aldrithe without some technical difficulties anyway. Looks like for now we're going to avoid them though, so I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. Welcome to another episode of Aldrithe. Seems like we're a small group tonight, and I am totally cool with that. Thank you for all of y'all that are here. We'll have a little tight-knit episode. Ewan's going to be joining us a little bit late today, so we're going to linger a little bit in announcements, and we lingered a little bit in the starting soon screen. So we are just vibing. But first, a couple things to go over. We, as usual, are going to, as we did last week, are going to have a slightly shorter episode, because, people are still a little all over the place, and it's also been a very long week. So break...
Finals.
Yeah.
It's finals week for me.
Yep.
Ugh.
So break is going to be a little bit earlier, and we are going to end a little bit earlier, and maybe everyone can get some extra sleep in, some extra rest. However, we should be able to move back to our normal time, and possibly our normal length by next week, fingers crossed. So we'll keep you updated. Maybe. We'll see. We will see. Knock on wood here. We will keep you updated on Twitter as usual. That is Aldrithe D&D, as we are on all platforms. And again, even if you're not just checking in on when we're streaming or all the official business, if you just want to pop in and say hi, ask questions about the universe or whatever, hi, thank you for the sub, then you are absolutely welcome to just come say hi on the Twitter, and I would be happy to hear from you. Vinny, if you have an announcement you want to go over real quick.
Yes, mostly just that I am working on the VODs. We have gotten 2 more videos up since last time, and others are uploading as we speak. My things are in progress. We have up to 26 live, and 27, the very, very dramatic reveal of some stuff, it's getting up there.
That would be 37.
Move it along.
That's
37.
37.
Did I say something wrong?
You said 27.
Oh,
Yeah.
oops.
But yes,
Fine.
37
Yes.
Nexus is
37.
Hi,
That was Ewan. Hello.
Ewan!
Yes, sorry, I was taking care of my nephew.
There we go, now we're a complete set. Yes, 37 Nexus
Now I'm
is
in a different place.
is a great session.
Nexus
so we're
is
really
an
excited to get
episode that
up.
I'm planning to give myself a tattoo based on, so like,
Yeah.
you know,
I think I
have
already
fun with
did.
it.
All right. So a couple other things to go over. I am aware I am in my name debt. My one name that I am in debt with is Plum Everfrost, and it is written down. I got it in the back of my mind. Ewan, I know you just got here, but if you would like to do your little like and subscribe plug, you're welcome to it.
It's time.
It's time. Oh boy.
That is
Also, I love that you're wearing
okay.
the shirt that
Hey,
makes it
gang.
look like you're not wearing a shirt again.
Also, I
Yeah,
challenge
I'm
you to
sorry,
not say
it's
grind set
comfy.
this time.
Don't say
Anything,
grandson.
anything but that.
The first words that were going to come out of my mouth were, you know, when you're an entertainer and you're putting yourself in the public eye every week, you know, the grind never stops. And, you know, that's a lot of weight to hold on my Atlassian shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we really appreciate it when you, those wonderful, beautiful viewers at home, take time to introduce your friends or your enemies or perhaps more to our little underground Dungeons and Dragons operation that we got going here. So if you know anyone that you think would benefit or enjoy watching a little bit of Aldrithe D&D, then always remember to share with your friends and support us in however you'd like and however you're able to. We really appreciate it, and it helps keep the lights on, especially because I'm quitting my job soon.
Once again, so much love to anyone who watches our VODs. We love you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all so much. No matter how you help us out, whether that's just hanging out on Twitter, coming to see us live, watching our VODs, or just like lurking or being active, we love you very much and appreciate you.
Every
Yes.
bit helps and every bit matters.
One more small thing. I have figured out how on Twitch to keep up VODs a lot longer. So I have backdated some of them, and 41-ish to current should be available until I get them on YouTube. And once I get them on YouTube, I will take them down off Twitch. But
Oh, nice.
that is also an access point if people want.
Nice. That's wonderful. Cool.
So, yeah.
Well then, good to know that we have even more access to that kind of thing. Okay, do we have anything else that we would like to go over before we get started? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, sure. Then are we ready to perhaps Dungeons some Dragons?
I would
Wyverns and
like
basements?
to Wyverns and basements, yeah.
Wyverns and basements. My apologies. I feel like, oh god, I'm got the wrong game notes. Give me, yeah. So.
Oh wait, shit! You wanted a wyvern oh,
Fuck, you wanted a wyvern? Anyway,
we already got those. We didn't go
we
towards
did,
them, but we
and then
have
you
You know,
ran
one of these
away.
days I'm gonna ask
We
for
have
a
had
drake,
these.
and I'll feel real bad about it.
You're gonna ask for what?
A drake, maybe? A worm?
Well, look, last time I gave you a wyvern, you didn't take it. How can I expect you to appreciate the worms I give you?
Listen, let's take our things one giant reptile at a time, okay? Let's
The
not
worm comes
bite
reptile.
off more than we can chew.
Yeah.
I didn't want to eat some worms, but I would like to hold them gently and give them a little hug.
This is a worm with a Y.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, of
I
course.
can. Hey, don't be species exclusionary here. I'm gonna hold all the worms.
Okay, so last
What?
we left off.
Would you still play D&D with me?
Last we left off, the gang woken up after a long day of festivities during the Frostmorn Festival with lovers new and old and plenty of new things to discover. And after having that day of revelry, they had to get right back down to business as they got up bright and early to go speak to one Lady Bellman, head of the Ravens Court and one of the primary contacts in the city of Targrave for the group. And after a few updates from their friends, they made their way across town to enter a mysterious doorway, as Lady Bellman had gotten you an appointment with the Curators. At least a curator named Endov, who worshipped the Raven Queen and definitely looked the part with her long, dark, heavy robes.
She looked the part of my girlfriend. Please, can I give,
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Yes. But other than her being very, very beautiful, they were also a little apprehensive of the group at first. And certainly didn't seem to understand the intricacies of the group's many interactions with the gods, with the conduits, and a few interactions with curators. However, after a bit of discussion, they seemed to be at a bit of a tenuous understanding. Though discussion of the gods that each person was or was not allied with certainly opened an interesting side path. A topic of conversation that was not expected. And Armani was told that one of their ancestors actually was a curator himself, and that perhaps what they had been told growing up wasn't the whole truth. However, there wasn't much time to fully, process that information. When is there? As Endov walked back out into the hall, Armani took a moment to nearly rage and deal with their own emotional turmoil, but there was business to be done. And so Armani and Endov left the side room they spoke with, and Endov entered the main room, lifting her hand to let this magical paint move through the air again, turned to the group and said, "Seems like we have a quest ahead. Let's talk about it." So,
Every time a person says, let's talk about it, or let's talk about that. My brain automatically fills in the next 30 seconds of audio with dun 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 dun, and I haven't
Yes,
watched
it's
them
Good
in
Mythical
years.
Morning.
God.
Oh my god.
Well,
I love
Endov is
that
not
show.
a
I love
host of
those
Good
guys.
Mythical Morning, but certainly has some
No.
good
Yet.
things to say.
New face claim
That
just
is
looks
really
like
funny,
Rhett
though.
and Link.
Like
I
that is
want
objectively
Endov to look
hilarious.
like Rhett Good Mythical Morning, specifically in season 4.
Y'all, I've never watched that show in my life.
It's so good.
Clips of it, you would love it. It's so good. I've seen clips of it, but I've never actually, like, watched it religiously. This is irrelevant. End of. What do you want to tell us?
Yeah.
Endov kind of turns and goes, well,
What's Good Mythical Morning?
it seems as if we have, some new information that might affect the direction you'd like to go. Armani, I don't want to speak for you on this matter, and I don't want to overshare things you don't want to bring up, but, I do think I have some ideas as to where you may want to prioritize your time, if you'd like to help with any of the Curators' affairs.
Fuck.
So,
Sorry,
would
my
this be
Discord had a
a
stroke.
job that was sent on as a show of good faith, or is this to show that we're equally vested in your, well, goals?
I'd say so. I will be honest, as much as I would like to right now, I don't want to throw you immediately into the deep end contacting a curator where they are in guardianship. But there are at least a few things that should be investigated around the world, if you're interested in doing jobs out of good faith. Though, to be fair, I'm certainly willing to speak to someone about some kind of compensation if it is necessary, but I would rather you participate in it less for the compensation and more for the, protecting the world from large angry god weapons thing.
Compensation is definitely not our first priority, but we, of course, do need, to...
Oh, everyone needs money.
That's just how...
We
economy
recently
works.
invested all of our funds into Electrum pieces.
No.
I literally told you are not allowed to bring up cryptocurrency on this fucking stream. I'm going to kick you from this call.
You can't.
I am going to kick you for... It's been a good run, gang. Thank you for coming to episode 51 of Aldrithe. It's been a good run. They're introducing cryptocurrency into my perfectly good fucking setting, and I'm ending it all.
Ends today.
I am ending it all. Fuck you. God.
The only thing that remains of this setting is my cookbook, which means reality can be whatever I want.
No, I can't do this, bro. I cannot do this.
Anyway, Psyche is like staring at Armani. How's Armani looking?
I think we're all thinking that.
I think Armani is looking a little mixture of angry but also very confused. They're kind of they're very stiff, I think. And I think that they're thinking very hard. They're not as wordy as they usually are. By wordy, I mean rambly.
I mean mood.
Kind of reserved?
Yeah.
Something looks up.
Yeah, you do be thinking.
I do be thinking.
Just sort of seeing that, I look back at Endov and say, so, where do we go?
Well, that's partially up to you. Like I said, it seems like you may have a vested interest in visiting the Tentalienne Islands, but there are plenty of issues in other places as well. You all seemed relatively concerned and somewhat doubtful in the protection of the Elder Forest and the Puppet Master, and if you'd like to take that venture into the forest itself, I mean, Godspeed, but you are happy to take that risk. If you're willing to take that risk, I'd be happy to have someone try to locate where the Puppet Master is being held and find out what is even happening there.
With all due respect to all of you, I think our efforts would probably be best focused somewhere we won't die instantly.
I don't think you would die instantly. If anything, if you were going to die in there, it would be slowly and painfully. I don't think anything in there is very big on,
dying period kind of
deaths.
just stops effective help.
Yes,
so.
sorry, semantics. But
No, believe me, I get it.
I think that if you do believe you are accomplished adventurers, it's certainly something that you could take on, and well, if you needed to turn and run, you could, but it would certainly be an undertaking. You said that you've had some past experiences with the Elder Forest?
Psyche just kind of like looks away from the party and just kind of fidgets.
We previously went a little bit. We were on the kind of fetch quest, and it was near the time that we kind of found out the exact status of paranoia.
That was related to the Elder Forest. What happened there? Why on earth were you fetching things from the Elder Forest? When was this? Oh my goodness.
It was for a summoning spell, effectively, I think.
We were sent on a fetch quest, if that's...
We didn't know it was related to
We didn't know. It was Paranoia's host at the time, and I just sort of, like, awkwardly...
I was going to say, let's not mention your ex by name.
Yeah.
No, this isn't, fucking...
So
Lady
Paranoia took a
shoot a glance.
Lady Bellman's here.
Lady Bellman.
Yeah, Lady Bellman is right there.
Lady Bellman
Remember,
is
she
right
took
here.
you here.
So
I
forgot.
End of kind of looks over and goes, So, Paranoia had a primary host before the full release.
Yes.
We didn't know them.
We weren't aware. He left her once he was properly released and hopped into one of us instead. Sorry.
Interesting. It's somewhat concerning, but does make sense for Paranoia specifically.
Yeah, she's fine now, or at least I think so.
Who was this? I mean, I can reach out to them and contact them about their information if they need.
Oh,
Again,
Nomos looks at Lady Bellman.
Did you tell Lady Bellman that Briar got possessed? I forget what that conversation was.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Specifically
Yeah.
Armani and I.
Then Lady
Armani
Bellman
is
is
like-
looking very nervous and kind of goes, well, I think it may be,
I was at the same time, Psyche goes, I don't really know if I remember.
I think you guys kind of talk at once with, I think it may be more beneficial to consider that it's not really it's probably not a universal constant anyway. I mean, I don't mean to speak over you, I'm rather new to this, but what you said about it being paranoia specific, it seems to make sense. And
I can agree with that.
Have I ever seen her this nervous?
She
No, hold on.
stammers fully.
If she's here making some kind of deception, I would like to help her.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Technically, she's making a deception, so I should roll for it. I mean, well, it's not a full lie. Like, what she's saying is founded in some fact, but it's very avoidant.
That's never worked for me, Vari.
So you're helping her?
Yes, and I just go, I can agree with that.
Oh, you are very good to help her, because that was a 2 and an 18.
Great.
And Dove kind of looks and goes, I suppose that's fair. And she kind of waves a hand, and again, you can see more things being written in Elvish in the air behind her. I suppose.
God, I miss playing characters who are bilingual.
I suppose with Paranoia's specialty, it would make sense that he specifically would be able to participate in that kind of thing. It's still concerning, but also as their leader, it would make sense that he would have some kind of extra reach, and it wouldn't be...
I'm sorry, did you say that Paranoia was a leader of some sort of the conduits?
Somewhat. It's slightly debated, because, I mean, well, they're obviously sentient, but the amount of control and whether they were able to dictate their own actions and the things they were used for during the Divine War is somewhat debated. But Basically, now I'll try to focus because I do find this rather fascinating in myself, and it's
So glad you asked, because this is fascinating.
And we certainly don't have time. And we certainly don't have time to get into all of the debated specifics about the conduits themselves, but there was a suspected power structure within them, despite the fact that they were used by the gods themselves. Their different purposes created some kind of a hierarchy.
Like sleigh dogs.
What?
Like sleigh dogs?
Kind of, actually. There were certain conduits that were significantly less. Yeah, he has reason to know about sleigh dogs, but there were certain conduits that seemed to have more power or more influence over the others. For example, Sanguine had nearly no power in like socially in comparison to the effects that we see with paranoia on actual decisions made during the Divine War, because Sanguine made cannon fodder, and that was its only thing. I keep switching back and forth between my Lady Bellman voice and my Endov voice. Endov is higher up here, but I mean, Sanguine made cannon fodder, and all of the foot soldiers necessary, so why would it be a strategic head? Whereas Paranoia, well, half of Paranoia's entire thing is control, and being power hungry, so the fact that it would end up in a place of power, also, when something's created by the Lady of Thorns, it tends not to give in to the pressure of others. So there was a slight informal hierarchy.
Was there any sort of association between who wielded or created them and that position of power?
I would argue yes. Yes and no. Usually ones that had to be created with more influence. This is rather my theory, but rather than something that's agreed on overall, but the more gods that put their time into creating these creatures, the less power it seemed to have. I've always thought that it might mean that that's because the influence of all of these different gods would make it hard for it even to agree with itself. If it's too busy fighting with itself over what the next decision is, then it certainly can't put up with others. Again, if I consider Sanguine the weakest, which I do, it was created by 3 very different gods, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was constantly arguing with itself.
It's diluted, is what you're saying.
Somewhat, yes. It still had significant power. All of the conduits are significant threats, and all of them should be considered one, but in terms of the hierarchy itself, I mean, Paranoia is the type to control others and rule with an iron fist, whereas Sanguine seemed to be one to follow orders. So was Rot, to be fair, though Rot was one of the more powerful ones.
So if there's like a cosmic ringleader, who would it be?
Do you mean in terms of gods or conduits, or what do you mean?
Conduits. I mean, we could get into the god stuff for hours. I think,
yes, we could. That's why I asked. I would say, well, I guess that depends on whether you consider the Great Titan. But if you don't consider the Great Titan, I would say Paranoia, personally.
Hey, do I know what the... Sorry, yeah. I don't know why I'm a character voice.
Yeah,
do I know what the fuck the
None
Great
of you have
Titan
ever
is?
heard that before.
So Psyche, trying to look really smart and put together, goes, the Great Titan? Haven't heard that one before.
Endov's been rambling, and you kind of see her just... it's more specifics that don't really matter to anyone that's not too
insight.
involved.
We're working with you, right?
I'd consider myself worried about anything called the Great Titan.
Do you actually say that?
No.
You can roll insight if you like.
Yeah.
Can I also know how
help.
fucking important this appears to her.
I would like to know as well.
that's a
Psyche said they would help you.
I got a 24
never
when
mind.
I rolled by myself.
17.
17,
8.
24, 8. Oh, yeah. Ivory, you think that the point that they are making is completely fair. You don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Armani, are
need
you
to know
rolling
that.
insight, or are you too distracted by your own shit right now?
Yeah, fuck it, a little insight.
Sure, go for it. Woo.
Okay, well, my dice roller, I clicked on the dice and it just disappeared. I love that for me.
Oh.
See, I have
Ooh.
no reasoning for this, but the term the Great Titan reminds me of the Chained Oblivion, which is, I
Number
believe,
13?
where Therisdun comes from.
Wait.
I know Therisdun exists here.
Wait. In my notes.
The Chained Oblivion is Therisdun.
Yeah.
That is an old god.
I'd saved this. There is a section of the thing that was written on the other thing. There's a
Oh, the
section
giant
of
pillars,
where oaths,
where
the
we-
7 are bound and scattered to the edges of the world.
And their forebearer.
Yeah, and their forebearer.
Mmm.
Anyway,
Interesting.
what's
My
the Great
inch is
Titan,
rested.
bestie? With my
I'm
me
How
staring her
important
down.
does she? Yeah.
Yeah, y'all with a 17 or higher can tell that that's very important. She has backpedaled significantly because it seems very important.
That's
I think that
maybe
if we're to be working with you, we should probably know, even if it's insignificant, right?
knowledge is power.
I agree. I do. However, with all due respect, I've known you for all of 15 minutes.
Okay, fine.
Has it only been 15 minutes?
I don't know.
Just
How do you think I
about.
can tell while I'm in here?
How long have we been gone?
That's up to me, really.
Can you make it not a long time?
Sure. I figured I was going to pick a reasonable amount of time and then just kind of go with it.
Thank you. Right. Sorry, I just considered the fact that you could theoretically keep us here for weeks, decades,
Would
centuries.
you like me to? I mean, if you're
No.
fighting for
No.
someone-
No. In fact, the exact opposite. I can't leave someone right now.
Oh, that's sweet. Well,
Also,
I'm-
the way that I'm torn between asking 2 questions right now, and one of them is like, hey, how can we communicate with you on our adventures? And the other one is there a bathroom in here?
I
Do you have a bathroom in this phantasmal palace? I'm about to shit myself.
I have only known you for, let's say, 15 minutes to the better part of an hour. I can't tell. But why would you think I would know? Either way,
That's fair. Is there a way that we can communicate with you? Who would we be conversing with? Do I talk to you
mean,
through Quill?
on the road, if you need to get me any messages, you can certainly send them through Delilah. I would love to be able to trust you instantly, but this entire network stays alive because we don't.
I don't expect you to.
And so having me at your beck and call is somewhat
Stupid.
dangerous. And so if you'd like to speak to me, you can speak to Delilah. It's her whole function as a messenger. There's that. And we can give you at least some connecting contacts in different areas. Or you can simply go places, collect evidence, come back. It's up to you. Either way,
Sounds
I
good.
would love to tell you more about these kinds of things, but I cannot throw information around, like, just too easily.
That's fair. So, and I look back to the party. Where do we want to go?
Maybe.
I look at Armani.
I also look at Armani and then kind of look back to Endov and say, I don't think we're too keen to make our way back into the...
Quick question,
Noble
or
form.
actually, quick small interconnected thing.
What's up?
I grab my little pebble.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go test with it, because I want to see if this works in here first.
Who are you testing at?
Armani.
Yeah, it does work.
I kind of give you a look like, what does that mean?
Yeah, no, and then I just
You're right. I do think this is a test. Thank you, Ivory.
and then I immediately after that go,
Oh fuck!
sorry,
I
I
didn't
was
study.
making sure it works.
Um,
Now might be the time to tell everyone about the face shits. And then I kind of look at them again.
Sort of look over at Ivory because I can. At this point, I
You can
know.
tell that we're
I
having a
think-
conversation.
Face
You
Yeah.
just don't know what it is.
I'm just sort of looking.
I'm sorry, is there something I'm missing? I do want to be a part of the conversation.
I mean,
but-
I'd like to be a part of this too. Hello.
we should.
Oh, there is a conversation going on then. Oh, I was just pursuing a hunt.
We should probably tell them, right?
Yeah, that'd
Is
be
that over
cool.
the stone?
No, I said that out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, for multiple reasons, but as much as I want to go and looks at Nomos, as much as I want to go investigate the puppet master and all of that, I don't know that we're properly equipped for it, and if the forest is as good as they think at protecting anything within it, the Feywilds might be an interesting next stop.
Have you been making Fey deals again?
No, but they have been
No.
coming back to bite us in the ass.
They tend
Dark
to do that, I've
shifts
heard.
anxiously.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a... How long ago at this point? It's been like a week or
About a week.
little?
Not even.
maybe?
hasn't it? It's been maybe 3 days.
Yeah, it's been only a few days.
Yeah, because it was like right
It was right when we got to
back into town, like a day.
Hargrave.
Or...
So it's
Yeah,
been about a
whatever
week.
that place is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been
okay.
about a week. About a week ago, there was interesting dream situation. I'm just gonna just say that, like, I explained the dream in which we both had
Yeah.
communication with the Fae. And I mean, I don't know what all that means, but I would like to figure it out. And if there is I don't know what information you have about curator things there, but I'm sure there's something we can take care of.
I would say you're in luck if you're interested in going. One of the curators, well, the curator, capital C, that we have in the area, has been having some interesting issues. Now, to be fair, do they know if it's the Fae or do they know it's followers of the Carrion? Who knows? There's a bit of overlap, but it's interesting to consider. I, again, for obvious reasons, cannot tell you where he is. But I can direct you in the general area, and see if you can investigate some of the issues that are suspected to be interfering with some of Naovi's work. And Dove kind of like looks at Armani for a minute and then looks back. I think that there's a few suspected groups that have been meddling. And there are some you can hunt and some you can investigate, and it's kind of up to you. And there are some on the anchor plane and some that are less so. So if you already seem to have business traversing
Nomo.
the line between the Feywild and the anchor plane, well...
I wanted to wait for them to finish. But Nomos kind of looks over at Ivory and Mhairi says, I know a thing or two about having a dream hang over your head, so I have no qualms with seeking this out. If it seems to align with our goals anyways. Any objections?
I think we should go.
As long as you're okay with the puppet master situation, I feel that it might be good to check in.
If anything changes, I'm sure we'll be told right away. You tend to keep in pretty close contact with Quill.
And Delilah kind of... I'd say so, yes. And there's kind of an unspoken thing there. You're not sure what's going on with that, but there was something going on there.
Hey, can I insight check?
Feeling.
Hey, can I insight check?
feeling.
You can insight check.
Hey, babe. Hey, what the
I would
fuck?
also like to. I feel that perhaps maybe having some split interests might not be what they want from their workers.
That is an 8, besties. I have no idea what's happening.
16. 15 plus 1.
No insight for me.
The Absoluses both got 16.
16?
And
sorry, what's
Ivory
Ivory?
16
doesn't know what's
siblings.
happening at all.
And what did Ivory get again?
8?
A 7?
I also
Cool.
got an 8.
So Ivory doesn't know shit. And the Absolus siblings know some things. Yeah, it looks like Delilah seems incredibly frustrated about something. Whereas Endov seems slightly more annoyed.
Okay.
Noted.
But yes, if you're willing to travel to the Tentalienne Islands, I realize it's a bit of a jump, but we'd be happy to give you some...
I was going to say, we'd probably appreciate some funding to get passage on a ship of some sort.
Oh,
I believe
sure.
I am quite broke right now.
Then
I left all of my wealth with a pair of newlyweds.
that doesn't seem like
That
a smart
sounds
decision.
so dramatic. We dropped
It
off
is
a
a
pair of
dramatic.
lesbians, and Nomos decided to help give
Just
them a house.
any lesbians? Did you just pick a
No.
pair and decide that they were worthy of your entire life savings?
No,
They are.
No,
That's-
they
that's-
are.
They
but,
were,
no,
Are still.
Do you
We've been
notice
traveling
many
for a while.
couples that you come across?
First
Actually,
time.
quite often we just do
You have
things
1
like-
out of 1.
one out of one.
We have an
I mean, you have
100% success rate.
Exactly.
I suppose you consider it success. I consider it 100% to give away my life savings rate, so either way.
It wasn't life savings, it was like 3 months of savings. Which is
Oh,
generous.
We
I,
were
to be
intending to
fair,
spend on
I'd
this
made
anyway.
nothing else in my life.
Like this was a plan. This wasn't spur of the moment. Just give all of our money to some random lesbians.
Okay.
I'm sure this has been communicated. I'm sure this has been communicated betwixt kind of looking at Quill and they weren't just 2 random people. We probably should have said that this was the princess.
Right. Did you mention last week your suspicions about the puppet master and
Yes, we
not
did.
Yes.
Leslie? Yes.
You did.
Then-
Yes, I did.
Oh, right.
I'm the guy who
There we are.
tells everyone about the puppet master theory.
You and the case in a theory, absolutely.
Yeah, you and I both have very separate theories and opinions on Kesena, and we both just kind
Every
of
day I wake up and I tell people that I think Kasena's up to shit.
I put Agatha all along on the case in a playlist, and ever since, Ewan has never found a single day of
It's
rest.
because I've been right. It's because I've been right
you have been
every time, and people told me I was wrong or I was reading too
kind
deep
of.
into things.
Well,
Vindication.
Medication?
all right, okay, I suppose that makes more sense, but, I don't know how much money you would need. I can talk to, well, I can see if I can have, well, I don't want to call it a chaperone. I can see if I can have a contact meet you, in the Tentalienne Islands if necessary to give you some
That'd be helpful.
resources once you arrive, but once you're on the way there, give me a few moments, and I'll be back. How much gold do you think you would need?
50.
Just enough for a boat. Or a
50
teleportation
gold for-
circle.
Okay, here's the thing. Teleportation circle is going to be leagues and bounds more expensive and more conspicuous.
We're not going to buy a boat. We're going to buy passage on a boat.
Yes, no, I'm saying teleportation circles is going to be way more expensive than
Yes.
naval passage.
I will find you something. Give me one moment. And she kind of gestures in the air, and again, one of these interesting little like magical paint streaks creates this arch, and a doorway forms within it. And I'll be back in just a moment. She opens
Nomos
the
kind of
door.
looks at. Oh, sorry.
What?
When she leaves, Nomos gonna kind of look at the party like, "Do you think they have money here?"
You're not even done with that
That's so
sentence, and the
fucking
door opens
lovely.
again.
Oh, okay, great. Like, do they
Um,
have use for
Like
money
his
in a
head is
liminal
just in
space?
his hands
Oh,
like this.
Oh, sorry. Did I interrupt a conversation? I can walk back in, and I'll give you. I don't know if I.
No.
no, it
And
was
I
a sentence.
make
You're
direct
good.
eye contact with Nomos, and I go, "Magic is expensive."
I mean, to some
I
people.
mean, not when you're supported by the gods.
I don't mean to brag, but and she pulls out basically a hefty-looking bag of coins and is like, I don't know. I just grabbed you like 300 platinum.
Oh, sure. Yes, that should cover it.
Ivory just like
so good at maintaining a poker face, like 98% of the time, and this time fully just responded with what I did, which was
that should cover. Yes, that's enough for a boat. Thank you.
fine.
No, hold on. And do you perhaps have any way for us to not get fucking killed over that? Like, I don't know, some kind of bank?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too much? I mean, I don't have to give you that much.
No, this is a perfect amount of money that we can split amongst
No,
us
we're
equally.
going to get killed over it.
We've carried less. I mean, we've carried more.
Yeah, we have definitely carried less.
Oh,
No,
We've
here, I have
carried
an
more than
idea.
this.
I have an idea.
You and we've definitely not carried
Give
this
me
much
maybe
before.
50 platinum.
300 platinum is 3,000 gold, and
I
we have
hand
had a
back
total
50
of
platinum.
6,000
You
gold
hand back
amongst
50
us.
platinum? She goes,
Yes.
oh, one moment, I can fix this. And she walks back in the same doorway, and then comes back again a second later, goes, oh, that one took me a bit, and holds out a bag. And
Is it
goes,
a bag of holding? I would like to take the bag, please.
I mean, this one is magical, so people shouldn't be able to at least see exactly what's in it.
shit, thanks.
Can I look at that and see if I know what it is?
I mean, are you the one that takes it?
I don't know. Can I?
Yeah,
I'm with the
sure.
rest of the
She
party.
holds it
Nomos
out.
is holding the other 250 platinum like
Yeah,
it's
she
a
holds it
child.
out. She goes,
Yeah,
yes,
no, I grab
it's
it.
a bag of holding, so I don't know if you know how those work.
Yeah, no,
It's like
I've
we
heard
cannot
them in my
keep a fucking
studies.
straight face in here.
Oh,
And I'm gonna grab it before Psyche does.
you grab it, and it's. I mean, that way you're not actually carrying around that much gold. It'll be protected in there.
Perfect.
It's like a representation of our wealth in a
No.
source of debit or credit.
No, stop it.
We've created credit cards.
Stop it. No.
Credit bag.
Ewan was
No.
making a joke about the blockchain.
Ewan was
No.
making a joke about blockchains.
What's the blockchain?
Oh, you
my
forgot.
God.
It's a cryptocurrency thing. Sorry, I cannot bring fucking crypto to the stream.
I was making
hold on,
I was making
hold
a
on,
credit
hold
card
on,
joke.
Hold on. PSA. I fucking hate crypto. I am making crypto jokes to make fun of them.
We make
We are
them
an anti-NFT household.
We are
Just to clarify.
Blame
Is
you,
it a bag of
Floyd.
holding? I sure hope it does. Thank you, Jules.
So,
I take the bag of holding and I kind of like open it and indicate that Nomos should put all the gold inside. And if he does, I mean, like, you can keep some for, we can distribute it all.
Spending.
Afterward, I'm also gonna dump my entire inventory inside.
oh, yeah, sure.
I don't know how much I'm carrying on me. Let me see. How much am I carrying on me? Nothing really. Yeah, I'm not carrying anything big. Yeah, I'll just. Honestly, I'm not carrying a lot. Nomos is just gonna
like,
keep his things on him. Maybe he'll take. Nomos will take maybe 20 of the platinum just to keep in his pocket. And then he'll give the rest.
By the way, while all of this is going on, the second that that bag of holding was handed over, you just see Delilah just...
I look at her and I go, I will not let anyone in this party get another one of these.
Yes, because then they'll put it inside it.
Yeah, no, I know.
I know.
Does the bag hold twice as much?
That I what?
If you put another bag in the bag, does it hold twice as much?
No, it does not. It rips a hole in space-time.
Please don't.
Right. Noted. Thank you.
I'm not sure if
Good
this
to
is
know.
a necessary amount of money, but sure, if the curators believe that's the way to go.
Okay, how much money am I holding in this bag so I am aware of how much our coffers are?
230 platinum, which is 2,300 gold.
You were given 250 platinum from...
And I took 20.
Oh, you took 20, okay.
Who else wants money?
I would like some money, please.
Everyone take 20.
Fuck yeah.
I've been wanting to buy plate mail for a while.
Okay, I'm holding 190 platinum in the bag.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So there's some resources at least. Hopefully that can subsist you that way. But I don't know. Is there anything else that you might need in order to get there? I know it's a bit of a trek, but if you're willing to ally, I'm willing to help.
I don't know, any form of communication? We don't exactly know what we're getting ourselves into, other than you said someone will meet us.
Someone can meet you there if that's what you prefer. But
That would be helpful.
One, it's not smart for me to immediately have a point of contact with anyone under the planet, and two, I am somewhat within an isolated demiplane and can't be reached through most sending stones.
Understandable.
No.
You have no stone service here.
Yeah.
I have no stone service here, unfortunately.
She doesn't feel provider about that.
A direction. If you were describing this quest to like a baby, not that any of us are, but just.
Oh, well,
So
I
we
haven't
would-
really gotten into the details yet. It was just a matter of getting there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You are missing information. Don't worry. I haven't even told you the name of where you're going yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought you were just like,
you were trying to
here's your
just
money.
toss us
Go
into
to this
the
country
island.
and you
Okay.
might meet someone.
No,
Yeah.
I would recommend going to Port Eau Claire on the island of Evermeet.
Port what?
Eau Claire.
Like the French word for clear water, or
yes.
Hi.
Eau
I might
Claire.
be,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
sometimes I think I'm a little slow on the pickup. I did just now put together the fact that you have made the entirety of the Tentalienne Islands French because we made French toast from there.
No, it was already French.
Okay, then we've just
Look at the names of the islands on Evermeet on the Tentalienne Islands
I
other than
understand that
Evermeet. It's like
Tentalienne,
Botan
yeah.
and like it's French. The Fae are French.
Oh my god.
But
French Fae.
French Fae.
French phase.
Gonna get me some side of French Fae. But
McDonald's French phase are the fucking best.
yeah.
I will not take credit for this joke, but the French desire to fry.
What?
The French,
French
desire to fry.
Oh,
What?
You know the meme that's
Like
the
the
masculine desire to blank.
You mean the masculine urge?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh,
okay.
word,
So we're
there
going
it
to
is.
Port Eau Claire, right?
I just dropped
Yes.
the spelling in
Yes.
general.
Oh,
It's
okay.
AUCLAIR.
That's less weird in my brain.
Yeah, no, Port Eau
I don't know. I went Irish like Eau Claire.
To be fair, seeing the word Fae and then immediately assuming Irish is a good jump. It's a great jump, even.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to ask you to stop and
but
reassociate.
unfortunately, that is not the correct jump. Yeah, no. So it's Port Eau Claire, and it's relatively close. It's somewhat close to where the curator that guards identity resides, but at a safe enough distance that you can investigate without having to compromise anything. I think the main thing that there may be to be worried about is, well, I really don't have the time to go into interdimensional issues within the Feywild itself, but we believe there may be a small group of cultists to the Carrion, somewhat haunting the Eau Claire area. They've attempted to infiltrate and gain supporters in a few different ways. The last time we heard from them, I believe they took the facade of I don't know, what was it? Some kind of group of religious zealots to, I don't know, was it Elnet, possibly? Sorry, that reaction killed me. That reaction killed me.
I'm gonna head out.
But,
Every day I wake up.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, that threw me off so bad.
Quietly, like, before Nomos can say anything, just reach out and put a hand on his shoulder.
Oh, because that went so well the last time you did that.
Yeah.
You put it in the same spot and everything.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right on the handprint scar.
Right on the handprint scar.
Yeah. I think I do that. I realize where I put my hand, and then I move it like an inch downwards. I feel
He probably
bad.
can't feel it. He's wearing metal armor, so he doesn't know. But you know.
But you know.
Yeah. He definitely sighs just like a. Of course, it's always. Yeah.
But yes, you can travel to the port. I can have someone meet you there that would be able to update you on where specifically to go if they've been spotted. I don't know if you've dealt with followers of the Carrion before, but they are an interesting bunch.
Have I dealt with followers of the Carrion before?
Yes, you have.
We have once. I killed it.
Did you say that out loud?
No, sorry. I don't know why I just talk in
Okay.
character voice sometimes. We have once, and I impaled them, and then they
Yeah.
melted. I don't think they were alive. I think they were like some animated, quasi-living corpse being. This was when Lazri was almost kidnapped. It was the day that Nomos killed someone for the first time.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
he totally
Oh,
clawed
yeah.
the follower of Kasena in half.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Is that my only exposure to followers of the Carrion?
No, you've met one or two in your time, back when you lived in Casilla, out of the group. So, kind of, if you broke it down, out of, oh god, I'm about to expose my whole ass to the audience here. Hey gang. There's a group of gods that, all hang out together, that don't have a formal name as to why they all hang out together, other than they just have similar priorities. This group is the Lady of Thorns, the Festering Queen, Oceaneel, the Shallow Trader, Kasena, and technically the Carrion. I have referred to them exclusively as the hot and sexy ladies that lie. And that is
Wait, what was that? What was that tea sip? I'm sorry, Vari, you were going off, and then Floyd, you like.
It's because Floyd wants to just like hook up with every single one.
They're leaning. Well,
Yes, that is
they're also
correct.
leaning
You
into
realize
the,
one of these gods is
British
the embodiment
urge.
of rot and decay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's the hot and sexy ladies that lie and the Carrion. The Carrion is also there. But
The Carrion is not a woman, but
they're also
Carrion's
there. I mean,
Carrion's there.
they're not a woman, but he's also not a woman, so
Yeah,
the Carrion's
maybe might have been
funky.
a woman once, maybe. Could be a woman
Maybe.
later.
A woman
You know?
in the way that a boat is a woman.
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh,
Exactly.
to be a woman in the
I
way
very
that
much
a boat is a
Elven
woman.
vibes,
the
to be
god
fair.
that
Yeah,
appears
you
to be a woman but is not a woman.
I think Elnet is a woman in the way the boat is the way.
Elnet is a woman in the way that the boat is a woman.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There she blows.
Anyway.
I'm just making a boat joke.
Say it like that.
Man, you know.
quest with you. You're my best friends in the world.
Ewan, I love you so
Listen,
much.
sometimes I just make a good-natured boat joke, and then
Welcome,
y'all think, no.
Welcome!
Oh god. Anyway, so, you could.
You killed me, Ewan.
I said the joke like 30 seconds
So,
ago.
the hot and sexy ladies that lie and the carrion all had some form of representation at the place, place you lived in, Casilla. Out of the group, most common was followers of Caesina, followed by followers of the Lady of Thorns, followed by followers of the Festering Queen, followed by followers of the carrion. There were like 2 of them in an already kind of small group.
Yeah.
Also, one of the 2 out of them did actively hate the carrion. Like, you've heard mixed reviews. The one that
It's one of those, like, people can worship out of devotion or worship out of fear.
kind of, not quite, but kind of. The one that
I think
did...
I'm getting a more No Children Mountain Goats vibe here.
The one that did seem to absolutely hate it, you're also not 100% sure if they were totally alive.
Yeah.
So, you know, they had a bit going on to deal with anyway.
Happens to the best of us, King.
The followers of the carrion that you've met, the 2 of them, were both exquisitely strange. And that's coming from the group that you were already a part of.
Yeah.
There's something about them that's just off.
I love that so much. The way I almost played a follower of the carrion and now vaguely
They're like a
regret not
carton
doing
of
so.
milk that you forgot when you bought it, and it smells a little whiffy, but not to the point where you're going to throw it out, and then you pour it out, and then it comes out in a clump, and you're like, ah, fuck, now I got to throw out this bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
would
was
be,
thinking
it would
more
be
when I
like
leave a
that.
cup of tea in my room for I'm like, no, it's only been here for like a day, but it's actually been here for about a week and a half, and there's so much mold in there now.
If you went with the milk metaphor, it would be like if you bought it a little bit, realized it was a little bit whiffy, but it came out completely normal. And then you went to take a sip of it, and it was just a giant chunk.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
I really hate
Good.
this conversation, y'all.
Y'all don't drink enough. Clearly, you guys don't drink milk.
No, that's
I
the
don't.
point.
No, I
No.
don't.
Like, that's the point that you're lost. They don't... There's something off about them. Out of the 2 that you met, you don't know if it's something about, like, Uncanny Valley features or the way that they interact with people or whatever, but you can never shake the feeling that with those followers of the carrion, something is deeply wrong. They appear to be people, but there is something deeply wrong with them. Just could
Did
never
Nomos
figure
get
out
any
what.
inkling of that when he fought them that one time?
Well, you killed it and it turned into a bunch of ichor. So...
That's true. Nomos will ask, do you have any advice for tangling or avoiding tangling with worshippers of the carrion?
I mean, honestly, it's the same advice that I would give you for existing in the Tentalienne Islands.
I have no
The advice,
preconceived
Bestie.
notions as to what is existing in the Tentalienne
Yeah, sure.
Islands.
What's the advice then?
Do you have a fake name?
Technically.
Yes, actually.
You might want one.
Actually, what?
You may want one.
Cool.
Take a fake name.
We have.
Never give
we all
anyone
have a
anything.
fake
Never
names.
take anything. Nothing you are being
Noted.
given is a gift out of the goodness of one's heart.
Hey, I'm used to that shit anyway. Let's do this.
Congratulations. Then you're prepared. Always be on your
Great.
guard when it comes to... I don't know how familiar you are with the carrion, but it's generally agreed upon that the carrion may have started as a particularly powerful archfey and then ascended to godhood. All of the fey rules that come with dealing with an archfey should also be applied to the carrion and his followers.
Noted. Do we have anything else to know? Do we have anything else that we should know other than where to go, that we may be meeting a chaperone, and what to potentially look into?
Like I said, the actual update on what's going on may be will be something that your contact once you get there, your chaperone will give you. Other than be careful, I don't have much else to say. It's a honestly, well, I think the Tentalienne Islands appear like an easier target. Out of the two of them, I think I would rather go to the Elder Forest. At least then I know when I'm fighting and when I'm not. Just be careful. Stay on the beaten path, if you can.
Sounds unlikely with what's Armani and I need to check in with, but we will do our best.
Are you actually going to check in on those deals that you've made?
I fully intend to. How much they all want to also is personal choice.
Yes, is the whole group going? Are you going as a group, or are you sending them on their own?
I'd rather not get them dragged into my business, but
We're in a bit too deep to... Mane, I don't know what your plans are after this, but I am going to let you know we're not going to get out of your hair that easily. We're here to stick around. It kind of gives you a little bit of a punch to the shoulder.
I'm going to also give him a punch to the shoulder. I'm going to roll strength real quick.
Oh my god.
Are you going to try to break my armor class?
Yeah.
No, well, maybe. That is a... What is my fucking... What is that?
You have a plus
Maybe
4
this
to
is
strength.
more of a...
That's an
Plus
18.
4 to strength, plus 7
It's
to
more
hit.
of a can you feel
that...
it?
Can I feel it? Let's see. No. I have a 19 of armor class.
Are you fucking shitting me? Motherfucker.
Nomos' armor class in combat is 21.
Holy
I
shit,
apologize.
dude. Oh my god. Wait, hold
When
on.
he
No, 'cause
wants
it was
it to
No,
be.
hold on.
When he wants it to be.
Because it was a unarmed strike. So that's
It's
plus...
so it's plus 7. Your strength
Oh.
plus your proficiency bonus.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I can't do math. Hold on.
I'm so glad I memorized my party members' character sheets.
The 21.
That hits me. I do feel it.
There you go.
Fuck it, can I roll damage?
You don't roll damage for unarmed strikes. It's just 1 plus your strength.
Gotcha. Well then, you take...
Thanks for taking 5 damage. You know that's a punch that would kill a normal human being?
I like to think that I punch you and then like your armor dents a little and I'm like, ooh, sorry.
Hey
Yes,
friends, I wanted to apologize that my internet just went out for a little bit, and so the stream kind of
Ooh.
suffered. It's still struggling a little bit, but I'm very sorry I don't control my school Wi-Fi. So I'm sorry if people on stream did miss
That
a
is
good
not
chunk
your
of
fault.
that. I also missed some of that. But
You missed my fun cool bit about how I dented Nomos' armor?
I think I heard most of it. But yeah, you did 5
Right.
points of damage, enough to kill a normal human being.
A normal man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sure. I assume that was a punch of appreciation.
It was. I didn't mean to
Ow.
dent your armor. I'm sorry. I can...
Luckily
Right.
for you, Nomos doesn't have armor on his arms. That's just his
Why does he
arms.
not? Oh, I thought you were wearing armor. You motherfucker.
Nomos' armor doesn't have sleeves.
You're just arms out? You're just
Yeah,
letting them
full
I mean,
biceps
arms
out.
He wears
Sun's
Well,
out,
no,
guns
Nomos
out.
wears a
There's no
shirt.
reason.
He wears a shirt underneath his armor. He just doesn't have any mail on his armor. That's just his shoulders and torso. It's in his character art. It's on stream.
I can't see the stream. Whatever.
That's
I give you a nasty little bruise, and that is it.
perfect.
In the art, you have like those shoulder things.
Yeah, I have pauldrons. I thought you punched me like in the arm. Ow. sorry, I got my booster shot today.
Oh.
I thought you punched
I
me in the
punched you
arm.
right when you got your booster shots.
Ah!
It's realistic. See, what you're feeling right now is what Nomos is feeling. It's realistic. It's method acting.
Yeah.
God.
Well, if anyone has... I mean, if you'd like to move forward with that information, you're welcome to. If you have other questions, I'll answer what I can. And kind of in the corner, you... And Dark, who has still been forced corporeal, kind of... I don't, Can I, like, talk to you for a second, like, in private once, people are on the way out? Just let the others
Who's
have
that
a little bit of tea. To End of. And to End of kind of... Sure. Alright.
Am I allowed in on this conversation?
And Dark kind of hesitates.
I think we lost Rory.
Oh no.
There you go. Hi.
Hi?
Hello.
Hi.
Am I
Hi.
back?
Hi, lovely.
I am sorry. I think my internet's really just going in and out.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
you're
are.
back.
Yes.
You're okay.
Sorry to people on stream that my internet's going in and out. Again, this isn't something I can control.
Oh no.
Once... I just watched just hit 0 again. But, once we go to break, I'll probably, restart the stream. Hey friends. I'm back now. Once we hit break, I'll probably restart the stream just to make sure that everything functions, and I'll talk to my roommates to make sure they're not streaming anything too heavy. But, okay, for now we're back. And Dark kind of goes, I think this is kind of a me thing. Monty, sorry.
Okay.
If that's okay.
No.
Excuse me, Monty. Sorry. Monty, sorry. Monty,
Shut
sorry.
the fuck up.
That's Ivory's job to
Did
say.
y'all enjoy my revelation of the last week?
So
Did y'all have fun with that?
Oh, God.
I hated that so much, thank you.
But right, if there's nothing else, then if there's nothing else, then we can depart and leave you to it.
Okay. I mean, like I said, if you need any more questions, get them out of the way now, because I'm unfortunately not at Delilah's beck and call as much as she would like me to be.
If we
That was kinda
return,
That's kind of fruity. Do they kiss?
Do we think
Can I roll
they
insight
hang
to
out?
see if
have Lady Delilah
Wait,
Bellman
okay.
and End Up explored each
This
other's
is a
bodies?
legitimate
No.
question. Can I roll insight to see if they kiss?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry.
Nat 20!
Honey, you forget that Lady Bellman is in a married monogamous relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Lady
Yeah,
Bellman has
but
a
here's the
husband?
I know
I always
this. I
forget.
know this. I don't. I know this, but here's the thing. The past exists.
No, they do not kiss. They
Did they at some point is a different question.
No, End of and Delilah's connection has been somewhat recent, as she told you.
Yeah, no,
That's
I think
true.
they've known
That's
each other
true.
for like a week.
Yeah, they have
Right.
not known each other that long.
Right, because
Um,
End of recently moved here from. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Right,
And
forgot.
Delilah only
Hi,
recently
I'm a
realized she had
transfer
connections
student.
to
I just moved
the
in from the
Curators.
demi-plane.
I'm
Yeah.
good in town.
No, she's
And
new in town.
yes.
But yeah, no, Lady Delilah is married and monogamous.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah. So no, this is not a Briar situation.
Got it.
Unfortunately.
Ever since we learned that Lady Bellman could have exes, we've been assuming every single powerful wizard
You
that
have!
delayed.
You have assumed every wizard known and
I
has
think she
carnally
deserves-
known Lady Bellman.
She
And to be
deserves.
fair, I mean, good for her.
Good for her.
Oh god, it's like the fucking Mater and Lightning McQueen. Sorry.
What?
You have assumed that every
What?
wizard you have met has known Lady Bellman carnally ever since you realized that Briar and Lady Bellman were exes.
God. All right. Yeah, Nomos is gonna slap a hand on his shoulder. I'm not gonna do that. But he's gonna lay on hands and get back those 5 hit points that were bonked out of him.
Fair
And then
enough.
he's just gonna wait by the door like a kid waiting for his parent at the dentist.
Okay.
At the dentist specifically.
Does
Yeah.
anyone have
It's the
anything
kid
else?
who really wants to leave, but the parent is still signing paperwork. It's like that.
Does anyone other than Dark have anything else they want to talk to Endem about?
I think I'm good.
I want to have a little doorknob moment as we leave, but nothing I want to talk to Endem about in public. I'm gonna catch
Are you
her
gonna
when-
doorknob confession the fucking curators?
Yes.
Okay, well first then the curator is going to have a conversation with Dark.
Yeah.
And this painted doorway is still there, and she kind of gestures for Dark to follow, and he ducks around the corner, looking a little I don't know. He has an expression on his face.
Can I roll insight?
Yes, you can. I just didn't want to give it to you for free.
Can I also?
Sure.
I've been having shit insight, but we're gonna try.
That's a 5.
That's a 20! Natural. Plus 4.
Hold on, my roommates are getting me dinner. I need to tell them what I need.
As usual, Armani cannot find fault in Dark, no matter how hard they try.
Yeah, so what did you get?
God, you did not have to make a low insight roll depressing.
Oh,
You
you
did
got a
though.
low insight roll.
I always have to. I got a 5.
Yeah,
I got a
no.
24.
You got a 24. Dark looks...
I was a natural 20.
Dark looks a little bit terrified and also a little bit guilty, and he's kind of trying to cover it up.
Cool.
But,
Terrifying. Thank you, bestie.
as usual, you don't really know how long it was for them, but Dark and Dove only come out only about 3 seconds later. You can tell it's at least been a bit, because you can see where Dark's makeup has smudged as he's rubbed his hand across his eye.
In a crying kind of way?
Yeah, in a crying kind of way.
Okay.
Oh my
And he kind of comes out and is,
What?
alright, well, I'm ready to go when you guys are.
I worry.
I also worry.
I think we all worry.
I'm worried, besties.
Yeah.
Alright.
Cool.
Then, Lady Bellman kind of turns around and Dove waves a hand, and another door that kind of looks, that seems to be surrounded by stone instead of these loose gestures of paint, appears again, in what appears to be the wall of the room. And Endov goes, well, good luck. And, tell Delilah when, that wasn't Endov. Tell
Bless you.
Delilah
Bless you.
Bless you.
when you're done and when you've helped out in the Tentalienne Islands, I suppose. It's good to meet you all.
Thank you
And
for
I wish you good luck.
letting
You
us
as well.
in. Yeah.
Well,
We
you're
depart.
comfortable. What's your doorknob confession, Psyche? Oh, your gain's down. I can't hear
You're
you.
low.
Your gain is on the bottom.
Ah, there we go. I wait for everyone else to leave the room. Like, I wait for people to be out the door before I... hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You didn't believe me at first about the gods and stuff. Do you think they're just fucking with me? Because, I mean, I don't think so. I've seen them all in my dreams and shit. I really didn't want to. Should I be scared?
Come here a moment. Will you?
Huh?
I'll only make you gone literally a second from your friends.
Yeah, sure.
Come here.
I do.
She kind of gently reaches out and places a hand against your forehead, almost like a mother checks a child for their temperature.
I kind of flinched a bit from that one.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
She kind of puts a hand down. You think they're fucking with you?
No.
You have a significant magical presence. I don't know
Cool.
why.
No one ever does. How do I find out why? Does this just happen? Do you just like get?
Have you asked?
Yeah,
Who?
Rano. I think I probably asked
Which one do you work with again?
Passionai now, but that's new.
And previously...
Yeah. Previously.
Well... So you have or have not... You have or have not asked Passionai about this?
I have. She said she didn't know. Out of character, I believe that's correct, right?
I'm trying to also remember. I think so.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the first things I asked, and she was
yeah.
like, fuck if I know, dude.
How long has it been since you asked that?
A week, maybe.
Again, I can make sure I don't keep you long from your friends, but depending on how long you're willing to stay from your perspective, if you'd like to ask her yourself properly, I can reach out.
Yeah. I'd like to. Don't keep me long, but I know
Have you
that.
ever done that before?
Done what?
Seen an avatar of a god?
I don't know. I've seen manifestations.
Then maybe it would be best to leave it unanswered for a little bit. It's just sometimes easier to get straight answers when you can look them in the face, you know?
Tempting.
Passionai in particular tends to be, from what I've heard at least, she's, well, not even my pantheon of choice. I don't know a ton about her. I'd have to go through a couple loops, but tends to be a little bit flighty. You know, what else would you expect from a deity of love, I suppose, but flights of fancy in themselves are quite common.
So, that's where I should go for answers then?
I don't know. It seems like your best option for answers, as I'm not sure any mortal being is going to be able to answer that question for you. I mean, if you're someone who's exquisitely connected to divinity, how on earth would anyone who is not divine know why? You see where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're the only one of your friends that's like this that you know of?
I mean, I don't think Nomos has ever reached out to anyone else, but he talks to Elnet, so, like,
Supposedly.
could be genetic.
I mean, if he truly has some kind of connection to Elnet herself, then it must be some kind of genetic something.
I wonder if I could talk to her.
Elnet?
I could try.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Don't you take this from me.
Good luck, I suppose. I doubt you'd get a response.
Oh, same. But
again, if even some of the curators that I know that previously dedicated their lives to Elnet can't...
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand why he would be able to reach out either. I have seen my counterparts devastated by their lack of connection. They have seen her as an avatar, and they still do not. They still have no remaining connection to her. It's fascinating and how terrifying it is, you know? It's fucked up! Okay, sorry, what?
As work with the divine tends to be.
Yes, I suppose. Though, to me, I suppose you're fine. To me, I suppose it's more of a familiar comfort than anything else.
Yeah.
If you continue working with the Curators, I would recommend possibly putting out some feelers to speak with Passionai in person.
Okay.
And she may be able to get you, well, straighter answers that way. But other than that, I don't know, did you have any significant interactions with deities as a youth?
Yes.
What?
God, yes.
Like what?
I mean, I started seeing manifestations of the first one when I was somewhere between 8 and 10. I thought they were hallucinations, but I don't have visual ones. It was only ever her. Part of the way she would send me signs, but also I would just see her. The end of hallways and stuff.
So you have spoken with an avatar of the Lady of Thorns.
That's an avatar?
I don't know.
I don't...
You tell me. Has the Lady of Thorns appeared to you in a physical form? Looking like what we would at least vaguely consider a person?
Like a sort of person-shaped blob of shadow, little pinprick light eyes and a crown of thorns, standing menacingly at the end of my hallway every day for a year when I was 9. You know, stuff like that.
She genuinely has no idea how to respond to that.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. I missed that last bit. What did you say?
She just like manifested in my hallway all the time when I was a kid.
Every single day for a year when they were 9.
Yeah.
Every day the Apsala siblings say words and everyone around them just...
Listen, that's just random and a random thing I picked.
Well, that is, I will say, somewhat unique in itself. I would wonder if there was anything earlier, though. Like, I'm talking maybe before the age of 5?
I don't remember shit before the age of 5.
Well, if anyone had told you, I don't expect you to remember things before that age.
Okay, so Nomos and I are siblings, right? And I go on to explain, basically, like, our parents were followers of Passionai. Our house was burned down when I was a newborn and he was 2, and we didn't know we were related until like a month ago.
I was 6.
Oh, okay, so then I was...
Yeah. If a 2-year-old can, like, run a half fucking mile into the woods,
no,
that's
you were
fucking
6. Sorry,
wild.
I can only remember so many numbers at a time.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm doing lore recall.
Enter just kind of looks at you.
You're looking at me.
As many people often do.
Sorry, it's she kind of looks at you. You're looking at me.
People often do.
Like, shit, man, she sure is.
Typically that's how conversation works, if I recall. Well, I'm going to be honest, fuck if I know.
Thanks. Good to talk to someone, I guess.
Like I said, I'll put out some feelers. At least with some people that work with the unspoken.
Mm-hmm. Also, do you know what it means if a god takes the heart out of your, like, dream form? And
I'm laughing.
No,
She's not.
I'm gonna stop
No,
asking.
God, because this happens so much when someone in this party just says a sentence that to us is just something that happened, but to any other normal fucking person
so much
is the
shit
most
to
fucked
normal
sentence
NPCs.
that you've ever heard.
Like, he starts asking that question. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at this. Thank you.
No, what?
Enjoy your swimming plane.
No, what?
I guess not when she cast me from her service. When she took away my powers, which I mean, like she did a couple times, but the last time she did it, there was this row of forms, all just like shadowy figures. And she pulled mine up and then ripped the heart out of it. I don't see what I never saw what she did.
So you witnessed her avatar do this.
It was in a dream. It was in a dream.
What's going through my head, she won't say it, but me, my head, Mhairi, is thoughts and prayers, girl. I don't know what you want from me.
Me? My head?
Prayers, girl. Yeah. Yeah, so you asked. I don't expect an answer. Thanks. I guess I do mean it.
You should talk to my brother.
Well, if anything like especially fucked up happens, I'll pass it. If I think you should know about it, which I doubt. I met you the better part of an hour ago. Is that what we agreed on?
Sure.
Yeah. So enjoy your demi-plane. Thanks for the wisdom.
Good luck.
Thanks.
And she just kind of readjusts her robe and just
What else
kind
do
of,
you say other than good fucking luck?
She just kind of readjusts her robe and lets you go. And for the rest of you, Psyche exits literally just kind of at a very slight delay, like a second after y'all do.
It's like, hey, I know you realize you may need the help of like an expert in deities. You may also need a therapist.
That's kind of where Endov is
I
at.
get a message.
Endov is basically like, wow, I am not qualified for this.
Quill calls me and is like, hey, Endov told me you should consider investing in mental health.
Endov's like, she's like, Endov sent me a bunch of links to people on Psychology Today. I think you might need to like look into them.
Hey, Psyche. So, I just want to let you know that as a member of the Ravens Court, you do get free. You get free mental health access, so you get like a 20 gold copay for each year of service.
Jesus fuck.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All right, so we
And
leave.
with Endov looking puzzled in the back, and you all making your way through the demiplane into what appears to be the early afternoon air, by your judgment. That's where we'll go to break. So, first of all, it looks like my internet connection has seemed to have stabilized itself for a little bit, so we're not going to restart the whole stream during break. However, I am going to be standing up and leaving my desk during break, so if it does start fucking up again during break while I'm not here, please drop it in chat, and I will restart the stream when I get back. But for now, we're going to keep fingers crossed and say that this is going to stick, and it'll be good. Other than that, we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes, but before we go, first of all, this is your weekly binder check. Did you think I would forget? I never forget. If you're one of our friends that wears a binder, please take a deep breath, do a couple stretches, make sure that you can do those things without hurting. If it does hurt, maybe it's time to take that off and give yourself a little bit of a break and some self-care. Also, another form of self-care is get some hydration in you, even if it's not water. I got some, I don't want to say brands, generic electrolyte drink right here.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah, like you can go either way. And good one as well from Jules would be posture check. How are you sitting up straight? You give yourself a good stretch. Make sure you're not hunched over.
Wait, are you grinding your teeth right now? Don't.
Yeah.
God damn it! I was good on all of these until you
that
just
jaw,
came for me with that one. God.
But do some stretches, try to loosen yourself out a bit, and while you're doing, and we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes, so you have plenty of time to do those stretches. We'll see you in a little bit. I'm setting my timer now, so we can be as on top of it as I guess we ever are. But yes, we will see you very, very soon, and we can't wait to finish the story for tonight with y'all. Woohoo! See you in a little bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Hey. There we
Hello.
go. One day they're
Oh,
all
fuck,
gonna
I
get
missed-
it in sync. Yeah,
I
one
didn't
day
do
you'll-
it.
No, you didn't do it. The others didn't get it in sync. One day we gotta get on this, y'all.
I'm
You gotta
sorry.
get on the
Emily.
hay.
We'll do it.
Get
We'll
on
do it.
top of your game. Okay. So,
So,
are we ready to get back into the game, or is there anything we want to bring up before we get back into it? My roommates.
You are loved and you are important.
Aw. My roommates have not gotten back with food yet, so if there's a knock on my door, I am very sorry for the side noise, but I would like food, so that's what that is.
Listen,
You
sometimes
need
as a
food.
dungeon
Food's
master,
important.
you gotta tell and weave a beautiful story while going to town on some
Hush
French
puppies.
fries.
Hush puppies. 100%.
Hush puppies. I forgot the word for hush puppies. I almost called them corn dogs. But
Yes and no.
well, here's
They-
they are
they do
corn
call
and
corn dogs,
puppies
I
are
have-
dogs.
Also, I think hush
Alright.
puppies are made of the stuff that goes around the outside of. Anyway.
Yes,
Anyway,
they are
anyway,
corn.
anyway,
it's
anyway.
the same. It's corn. Yeah,
So,
everything is corn.
why do I not hear my wonderful
Most of your
music?
hair is corn.
Ewan, what the fuck are you talking about?
Most of the
At this point, you're just saying words.
they are
Yes.
not false.
I
I'll get
respect
into it
these
later.
words. I do, but we can get into that in the post game. So, we ready to pick back up? Oh, the other note is I didn't see anyone in chat talking about any internet difficulties during break, so I'm just going to assume that we can move forward with what we have and it'll be fine. Cool. All right. So, then since we have someone saying it's fine, we're good to go, we'll move forward. So each of you step out back into the alleyway that Delilah Bellman led you to. Psyche at a very slight delay to the rest of you, but it's barely noticeable. And you're exposed again to the chill air of the mid-afternoon to early afternoon, you'd guess. It takes you a minute, Ivory, to kind of settle and for your brain to, like, readjust. It's almost like jet lag, except Ivory wouldn't know what jet lag is. And you kind of have to adjust your internal clock slightly, and then you realize, oh, it's probably about 1 p.m.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
been a
I think
hot
it was a
minute.
little odd being in a place where time isn't real and north isn't a thing.
Yeah, no, it was somewhat disorienting if you ever put your mind to it, so you probably avoided it most of the time.
Understandable.
But, okay. But you're back in an area that does have a north and does have a time, and it's about 12:31 p.m.
How long were we gone-ish?
You got to your appointment at like 8:39 in the morning.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's been a bit of time, but yeah.
And Dove gave her
Not
a
as much-
reasonable estimate.
We gave. Okay. We lost 2 hours in the jump.
I mean, we were there for a bit. I think that's fair.
Understandable. Maybe Dark took up our time.
Dark
I
is
think it
no
was
longer
just-
corporeal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He was kind of yanked into it, so.
yeah,
makes
he
sense.
was not happy about that, so he was right back to incorporeal the second that he could be. And meanwhile, Lady Bellman is kind of just brushing things off with, well, I think that was productive.
I can agree with that.
And Dove has an interesting way of going about her business, in my opinion, but here we are, I suppose. By the way, I need to get back to work. It's a little bit later than I'd hoped, but before I go, since we're already in a private place, Psyche, did we talk about possibly changing your call sign?
Yeah, we did.
We did? Did we decide on something? Because I have fully forgotten if I did, and I
No,
want to
we
make sure that you're
didn't.
comfortable.
We
Love bug.
did. No, I already have plans.
Oh. My brain went passion eye.
Sorry, that came out so mean. No,
It's okay.
been thinking about this for like a month and a
Canvas.
half.
Well, did you have an idea?
Ignis?
Ignis. Interesting.
Want to give us players some context on what that means?
Like
No,
like
pardon
me.
fire?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
there you go,
like
baby.
fire.
Like fire.
Thank you.
No, that I prefer to your previous one, if that's any consolation.
I mean, I picked it. I like it fine.
I enjoy it as
Sure.
well.
Ignis it is. I'll pass it on that's how you're to be referred to in official matters. But other than that, I need to go back to the archive. Do you have any more questions for me, or can I leave you be?
I think if we need anything, we can reach out by way of, I don't know, the work stone.
The workstone.
Sure.
At this point, is it even really worth getting caught up on what it's supposed to be used for? I think we've kind of crossed all the boundaries.
Ah, yes, we have.
Fully, yeah.
We
No.
have. We are well past that. Also, no, I won't say that. I just think we're well past the use of the workstone for non-work activities. But
It's like he's like so pointedly not looking at Lady Bellman.
yeah, Lady Bellman is very pointedly looking at Psyche.
Yeah.
So
No,
there's that.
And this
Like,
is
he
why
saw
my
something so interesting in the cobblestone, and just absolutely has to go like kneel and look at it and pick it up.
this is why I have a private stone provider. But
You know, I just love the fact that we have chosen stones as the thing that will make this work, because we just walk around with just rocks in our pockets all the time.
well, they are covered in like runes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're rocks.
but they are
Base
also
level, they're
just rocks.
I don't know if we have any else planned for today. I guess we can look into price of passage, but we have found ourselves in a bit of a state of liquidity in terms of wealth.
Yeah, we don't want to
Yes.
fucking waste it all though. So let's
Certainly.
like think and use our brains.
I know. I'm just saying we.
Gentov was quite generous.
That's in character, by the way, because
Yeah.
out of
Yes.
character, boy, would I love to go there fast. But like, also, boat time, boat time, boat time, boat time,
Boat time.
You could get your
Bow
own
time?
boat.
Sorry. Bow time? Sorry.
Boat. Heard
boat,
about you.
sorry, boat, sorry, boat.
But
Hypothetical.
Oh, welcome. No, I mean, it's good to have things like potions just on hand to pick people up if they go down and such.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if I still have mine. Let's see. Kind of looks into his bag. I do still have mine. Does everyone else still have theirs?
Looks in my bag.
We have
Sorry, I zoned out for
potions?
0.25 seconds.
We have a potion of minor healing that we got way back. That we
Yeah, you
I
have
think we got it.
yours. I do not have mine.
We got it right before we fought the dragon.
Oh, I have 2.
You have
I
2?
don't
That's
Hell yeah.
fun.
That's not in my notes at all.
It's okay.
I hand you. I hand
if
you one of my
Ivory
2.
has
It's not like
two,
we use them
yeah.
much around here, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
hand
fight
you one
much,
of my
but
2,
when we
so now
do,
you
it's
have
important.
Thank you for the bits.
one. Yeah.
I mean, we should save most of it. It's good to just have a supply. But I was simply looking into. I know I purchased new armor recently, but might behoove me for some window shopping. And I believe Mana, you owe me a shopping
If you all are
trip.
just going to discuss shopping, then I'm going to go.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can head out.
Good
Thank
rest
you
of
very
Bella
much
leaves.
for everything. Okay, bye.
Yeah, she just straight up leaves.
Okay, great. I might be behooved for some window shopping, and Mani, I believe you owe me a shopping trip. Or
Yeah.
more correctly, I owe you a shopping trip. And I'll be quite happy to have an extra set of eyes, an extra set of taste, to assist. Kind of looking ambiently around, usually over just Mani's shoulder for Dark. But if Dark isn't around, that's okay.
Wait, so what are you doing with Dark?
He's basically saying like, "Hey, I owe you a shopping trip, and I'd be happy to get a second set of eyes and a second set of taste. If you want to tag along." Kind of looking around ambiently.
You kind of hear Armani over your shoulder. You're like, yeah, sure, I'm pretty tired, but
Doesn't have to be
I
today.
think we're both kind of tired right now, but
Sure.
definitely
Right.
some other time. Yeah.
Speaking of
Do
time
we
management,
have? Yeah. Do we have an idea of when we want to head out?
I know that we were in no rush to leave, but now that we have duties to attend to, I understand if we want to get out by the end of the week.
That sounds acceptable.
So, yeah, savor the last of our time, stockpile, prepare. Enjoy the eye of the storm while we're in it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to go back to the house. No. What's the word?
Tavern.
Tavern. The
Yeah.
house.
Nomos
The
is also
inn.
going back to.
Inn or
Nomos is also
tavern
going
works.
back to Peacemaker.
Okay, so Nomos is going back to Peacemaker, Ivory's going back to Peacemaker, Armani and Psyche?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, Psyche, Peacemaker,
are we-
automatically somewhere else.
Are we just killing time right now?
I think. I mean,
Kind
here's the thing. Unless we had anything specifically we wanted to address, are we kind of hitting time skip mode?
It depends.
You
Well-
guys might want to go say goodbye in character if you like, but I mean, otherwise, personally, I don't have anyone in town other than like the household. Just be like, bye, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go to a library if we were just doing random shit.
Yeah,
if you're
if
going
you
to
guys
the library,
would like
you're
to do
just
some...
following Delilah.
Yeah, we can definitely do like a.
Okay,
Hey,
I'd
we
like to
have a
go to the
week. Is there
library.
anything you guys want to do during the week? You can go to the library. I want to take Monty shopping.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
before
then-
we move into the general week, there's something I want to get done by the end of this specific day.
Then let's do
So-
that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, since that's a once everyone gets back to their respective places thing, Psyche, are you going to an archive now, or are you going to be going to the archive later?
I think now. I don't particularly want to hang out with people in the moment. I would like to hang out with books and read about avatars of deities.
Okay, then I'm going to do my other thing first, and then I'll get back to you.
Sounds good. I will
So-
be just zoning out reading.
Ivory, Armani, and Nomos all make your way back to Peacemaker, and kind of go to your respective places. But, kind of as Ivory and Armani split off to go to their room, Armani, you kind of feel a hand on your shoulder. And Dark kind of gently taps with, do you want to talk?
Funny you should ask. Yes.
Great. Okay. I was like, I don't know what I expected. Okay. I
We can
figure
do it.
Ivory's in your
later.
room. So no, I mean I may as well get it out of the way, otherwise I'll fucking obsess over it. I figure Ivory's in the room. Do you want to talk?
Are
in
they
there,
having
or-
this? Oh, okay.
No, this is out in the hallway. He's
Yeah,
waited
Ivory,
until
Ivory
Ivory's
just
walked
kept
off.
walking.
Yeah. Do you
mean-
want to talk in there, or do you want to go somewhere else,
Mm.
or
Take a walk.
okay? Sure, let's take a walk. And Stark kind of turns around, sticks his hands in his pockets, and he's kind of wearing
His
a
skirt
hoodie.
got pockets?
He's wearing a hoodie, which he's using for
Oh.
pockets. But also,
Oh.
yes, his skirt does have pockets because this is my world and I can give people their dreams.
My city now.
My city now. But no, he has his hands in like pockets of kind of this jacket, not a hoodie, but a jacket hangs open. It's black on top of his normal shirt because it's cold out. He can't feel it, but you know. And he kind of like walks downstairs, and once you're out to the street, he just kind of. Are you okay?
Well, I've been lied to. I don't know if that's okay. I don't know how. Did you know?
know about what specifically.
Let me look at my notes, see what her name pronounced. Naomi, did you know?
Yes and no.
What does that mean?
Okay, I'm lying. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm trying to put that in a way that makes me not seem shitty, but yeah, no, I did. I did.
Why didn't you tell me? Why wasn't this ever...
It really wasn't my place. It's not my secret to tell, and also really not something I am supposed to talk about.
It's me. It's my family.
Yes,
How does that not have to do
Mhairi,
with
there
you?
are so many things I want to tell you, and some of them I can't because I won't let myself, and some of them I can't because I was involved in a war that had a lot of rules involved in a treaty. And I've kind of crossed the divine a bit too much in my time already. Really towing the line with what I want to say and what I can say, and really towing that line sounds like a really good way to get totally smited. And I've already fallen, so, you know, I kind of take my losses and cut my losses. Feels like a good plan. Look, Mani, there are a lot of things that I would like to tell you, but the identities of the Curators aren't really something that we are supposed to throw around willy-fucking-nilly.
It's fair, but how much more are you keeping from me?
That's a very vague question.
You know, I'm not even upset about the curator thing. What really happened in that war?
Ooh, streamless.
That is a very broad question, Mani.
What happened with Vakalen in the war?
Do you mean what happened with your family in the war, or do you mean what happened with Vakalen in the war?
I guess my family, yes, my family.
I guess since the cat's out of the fucking bag, the curator that you're related to, God, it's been so long, what's their fucking name again? I always forget. Nalvi, yeah. They were a champion of Vakalen. Such things come with heavy sacrifices and calls to power, and I'm trying to dance around this because I don't want to get smited, but also you already know, so like what's the fucking point? But also, could I get shit on for this? Nalvi had a wife and a young kid, and Nalvi had a mission. And those things didn't coexist. Not with his mission, anyway. Because, you know, when god weapons are raising the earth, sometimes you have to make the hard decision, even if it's not the one that feels right. And at the end of the Divine War, look, the gods made some fucking decisions when they decided to make the conduits. I don't know if it was being power hungry. I don't know if it was desperation. Probably desperation, because without the conduits, they never would have gotten as far as they did. But they fucked up. The conduits never should have existed. and they had to deal with the consequences as they watched so many people die. Not even because of the opposite side, but because of their own recklessness. I think the majority of the casualties in the Divine War were the fault of the Unspoken, even when the old gods tried to make their own conduits, which did not go well. Vakalen was called to contain the things that they had helped create. I don't even remember if he had a direct hand in creating anything, but, you know, gods of combat are pretty prolific in times of war, and he probably had his hands in everything anyway. And so he was called to be one of the ones that contained things, and as the Curators were selected from champions of each god, well, you know, once you've taken up the mantle, it's a bit difficult to put down. And Nhalvi had taken up the mantle when it was just glory in battle, knowing that they were blessed and they were glorious and they were fighting on behalf of the gods. And then Vakalen looked at her and said, actually, there's a little caveat to that one. And now that makes it seem like she didn't agree. It wasn't forced on him. Vakalen, from what I understand at least, Vakalen approached Nhalvi and said that he was the only one he would trust to guard something as delicate and terrible as identity. And Nhalvi looked at the life that she had, the way that the things they had to leave behind. And I think they had a conversation. I don't know. I didn't know her very well. But she decided to leave. She gave up all that she had, and she left her wife behind, and she left his kid behind, and he became a curator. And back then, becoming a curator wasn't something you did on a whim, it was something that you gave up your life for. And I don't... Would I have done it? No. Do I see why? Yeah. It was a different kind of glory. But I don't know if Nhalvi lied, or if Nhalvi's wife just didn't want to accept it. But from what I heard after that point, it didn't go well. And that's probably where the lies started. It's the idea of that the family had been abandoned by Nhalvi in the pursuits of Vakalen, I guess, and then that narrative became, it wasn't in the pursuit of Vakalen, it was abandoned by Vakalen, and which I guess could be the same thing. I don't know. Your family wasn't the only one that lost people that day. To be locked up in demi-planes. Again, they chose it. I don't fucking know why they would. But they did. But the deals that we made, the decisions that were brought forward were meant to be buried. Everything was meant to be thrown away and buried and not spoken of, because if it wasn't spoken of, then these rituals of pain and suffering could be lost to time. And if no one knew them, then no one could use them. And that train of thought went downhill so fucking fast, and suddenly half of us are trapped in some kind of strange gag rule. And whenever we try to break it, well, we get a bit fucked up. And also to my friend that just texted me, Dark uses the wrong past tense of smite on purpose. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it's about as well as I can dance around it while answering it. Monty, I would love to be able to throw my connection to the divine out the window. I would love to be able to throw it away and abandon it and tell you everything. But if I don't have any of that connection left, then I don't have any connection left to you either.
I understand. Part of me thinks that I shouldn't trust you, but
I don't blame you. I really
happen.
don't. I really don't blame you. A lot of the time I find myself kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Because I want to tell you things, but it's terrifying. And I want to tell you things, but I can't. And I can tell you things, but I don't want to deal with that. And there are so many things that I have to balance in order to try and protect you, and I don't even know if you even need my protection anymore. Because, let me tell you, you've gotten pretty good at all this. I think you needed my protection a bit more when you were more of a scared kid.
I don't think I need your protection, but I do need you. And I'm sorry that I've been so demanding and
No, you have every right to be. I'm keeping secrets from you. I'm someone that you try to trust. You're okay to be upset that I keep secrets.
Oh, cool, because I am, but I still love you through it, and maybe just next time tell me if, like, my whole family history has been a lie, and, like, that whole thing.
I again would really love to.
Mm-hmm.
I found out eventually. I never wanted you to be involved in any of this conduit business anyway. It's terrifying. I've seen what those things can do. I have felt what those things can do. Honestly, part of the reason I never told you is because, well, if I never told you, then you got to go your whole life without having to interact with any of that shit.
But then I also go my whole life not knowing that they might be released and that people might be in danger, and without knowing that my family is intrinsically linked to it, and without knowing that I'm still connected to Vikalan, which is...
You don't have to follow that connection if you don't want to.
I know, but it's still...
You owe that god nothing.
Fucking damn right I don't, but... don't want to live in ignorance. I want to help people. I want to help the ones I love, and I don't want this world to burn just so that I can live in my blissful ignorance of it all.
Okay. Here. I promise that if it's something that's going to end the world, I will tell you.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Again, I didn't really feel the need to tell you a ton about the conduits because at the time, I don't think your life plan involved getting directly involved with someone who was just carrying a broken vessel. Again, the life plans really weren't taking that one into consideration, so I didn't feel the need to really prep for it. Kind of blindsided me, that one. And I would like to think that the world isn't gonna end. I think that would be great.
Yeah, me too, but we did just release, I mean, not just, we did release a conduit, just like, and now it's
Look,
just
one
out
of them
there.
sucks, but you gotta release more than one of them to end the world.
Yeah. Still's a good start, though, I'd argue.
I mean, yeah, but... Look, it's not my fucking job, but I figure if they did it once, they can trap him again. They just gotta fucking find him, right?
Yes. And, earlier, you, I know you don't want to get smited.
Okay, look, it's smited is easier.
Okay, sure. Smited.
Look, I had someone that used to correct me on that shit all the time. It doesn't matter. It's smited. I use that shit out of spite nowadays.
Okay, I know you don't want to get smited, but you don't have to tell me what you were talking about with her unless it involves the apocalypse or whatever, but...
It does not involve the apocalypse. I'm gonna roll for something, actually.
Okay.
I just want to see if Dark makes this decision. Oh, okay.
Oh, God. I don't like when you just roll dice. You scare me. I don't know what you two talked about, and you don't have to tell me, but...
You're gonna be mad.
You okay?
Short answer, no.
Cool.
But don't be mad.
Okay. I can't make that promise, but sure.
Look, I'm at the point where if we're going to the Tentalienne Islands, it's gonna come up. You are going to go after all of that deal shit, aren't you?
Yeah.
I wanted to get you out of the deal that you made. And I was scared. And easily manipulated. And freshly fallen. And I had begged the powers that be that when I fell, I would get to keep at least the part of my soul, my divinity, that would let me be tied to you. That was all I wanted. They could do anything else to me, but I was halfway innocent anyway. And all I wanted was to make sure that I didn't just abandon you. And I did. They gave me... it worked. They gave me my soul, but I didn't get to, like... Or at least not my soul. My soul is fiendish, but I got to keep a little bit of my divinity. Just a little bit. And they said that I could keep it as long as I could keep it safe. and they gave me a crystal. It's about...
Did you fucking give your divinity to the Fae?
Not all of it?
Dark. Oh my god.
I told you not to get mad.
I'm not mad. Holy
Monty,
shit,
it worked.
dude.
And they gave me a crystal, and it was about yay big.
Yeah, I remember it.
And then I bartered. And when I bartered, well, I had meant to bring that bit up, but they kind of caught on to it, and the only way I could get them to stop talking, the only way I could get them to work with me was just to give in. And so I did. I gave them about 3/4. And I had, I don't know, crystal about yay big. And this time I put it on a necklace. I didn't have to carry it around anymore. And then they came back. And I asked them to stop. And they said they would. And I asked them to stop harassing Ivory too, but I don't know if I have that much power. But they said if they were going to, well then, that wasn't for free either. And they tried to take the whole thing from me, and I swear I nearly lost my damn mind. And then I gave them another about 3/4. So now I have this. And he points to the ring that's been sitting on his middle finger. And I would rather tell you now and have them rub it in my face. And you not know that, hey, it's for the collection, you know? But I still have it. And I still have that connection to you. It's just barely there, but it's there. I just have the rest.
No, I had a feeling that that's something like how that deal went. That you gave them something that couldn't be replaced.
That's typically how deals with the Fae work.
Yeah, but I had a feeling that you would do it and then not tell me about it, which you did.
Why would
And I had a feeling that you would...
Monty, you were like 14. I wasn't gonna go home and be like, hey, I gave up my immortal soul for you. Congrats. It's not something you needed to deal with.
Well, I meant the most recent time, when I was, not 14.
Well, I dug myself a deep enough hole at that point. Like I said, I understand that you're mad at me, and I understand you have...
I'm not mad at you.
I mean, you should be mad at me. I literally kept so many fucking secrets from you. Like, it's okay, and I get it. And there are plenty of secrets I will continue to keep. But, I didn't want... the first that you heard of it to be from them. And since we're going back and you're investigating...
I wish you didn't do it, but thank you for doing it.
Well, it was either that or some more wildly fucked up stuff. So I prefer that, personally, because that's something I can control and can figure out and can work on. Instead of, like, having to deal with the other repercussions of that, I'd much rather deal with this. I'm good. I'm fine. We're fine. It's fine. But I'm sorry.
From what I've heard, it is pretty much impossible for you to be here. I guess that How much exactly did you beg?
What?
How much did you beg to get that slice of divinity?
Why?
Again, from what I've heard, every shred of that should have been burnt up when you fell, and I personally find it a bit hard to believe that you just asked really nicely. They just let you.
I did not deserve to fall in the first fucking place. But if I had to, I could leverage the fact that I could leverage the fact that I wasn't fully involved in any of it, just skirting around the outside. It was her fault, not mine, but no, I was an idiot who decided not to turn them in, and when I finally got there, and I finally had to defend myself, I said that I wasn't redeemable, but that there was no reason that you should be left to suffer or be corrupted or hurt because I had to. And if there's one thing they'll fall for, it's keeping souls unhurt and safe. And I wanted to keep you unhurt and unsafe, but if I really played up that maybe I can fix it, they didn't want that because I was fiendish now and they wanted to replace me, and I said that you weren't gonna respond well to that, and they didn't really believe me, but I made a damn fool of myself in front of everyone I knew. And I sat there and I pleaded and I begged, and I don't know how long I was there for. I don't remember much of it anyway. The next bit was a bit... taints the memories a bit. But I did. And I don't think they believed me at first. I think there was about a day and a half where you weren't connected to me. And I was scared and I'd hope you hadn't noticed, and I don't think you did. I think you were already mad at me anyway.
Well, you disappeared. I was worried about you. I was scared.
And I popped back up, and I looked pretty different.
Yeah, you scared the shit out of me. I remember that much.
Yeah. Well, there was about a day and a half where I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pop back up, and I guess someone reconsidered. To this day, I don't know. I got damn fucking lucky, and I burned every bridge I had. Yeah, but you know, shit was burning anyway. It was worth it. I got to keep watching you grow up. Even if you were mad at me for a long fucking time.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I don't think I ever realized how much you gave up for me, how much you had to fight.
I didn't want you to know.
I wish I had, because I assumed it was you hating me. It was you tormenting me. It was you. It was something else masquerading as you, and I'm sorry for not realizing it sooner.
Realized it eventually. And, you know, teenagers are grumpy anyway. I should know I was basically the equivalent of about 19 when they gave me you.
Oh God.
Bad decision.
If you gave me a baby right now, I would probably kill it in like 2 days.
I'm surprised I didn't.
Me too. How the fuck am I
Good
alive?
fucking question. I don't fucking know. You were a fucking menace, and so was I. I was in the middle of going down a damn pathway to fall from heaven. Did you think I was a good fucking influence? No. Never. Never in my damn life have I been a good influence.
How the fuck did they choose you?
I guess they had faith in me.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, me too.
I'm still kind of mad at you.
No, you can be mad at me. You're good. Whatever.
Okay, just making sure that's clear.
You wanna throw a punch like you did at Nomos? I can take it. I know I don't look it, but I can take it.
What's your armor class, bestie? I'll fucking test
Let me
this.
check. Hold on. What is his armor class? He has one.
Please don't make us hurt him.
His armor class is 18, but he's immune to bludgeoning, piercing,
Weak
and slashing
sauce.
damage from non-magical attacks.
Less weak sauce.
So you can't hurt him. He's not lying.
Great. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna throw a punch at him.
You know how in
Actually,
some
false.
video
If
games
Mani
you
rages, Mani deals. Actually, no. If Mani uses your ancestral Asimar ability, you deal radiant damage on every strike.
Have you not? The whole point of this is he's been through fucking enough.
I know.
Hello? He'll say he can take it. He does not mean that. He
One
thinks
sec. Let me
he
light
does.
myself on fire so I can
Tell
punch
him,
you.
I'm going to hurt you.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
but-
punch Dark after we've had this emotional conversation. I'm not gonna do that to him. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna kind of nudge him with my arm a little bit, and then kind of give him a little sideways hug.
What? Are you cheaping out on me? Can I have a proper hug?
Yeah, sorry. And then I give him a proper hug.
Yeah, and he just kind of holds you tight, and he just kind of... Sorry for all the lying and stuff.
Eh. Sorry for, everything.
And he just starts laughing. And, like, you can tell that part of it is maybe a little hysterical. But, he just kind of laughs for a minute, before he pulls back. I was asking Enda if there was anything she could do about, The answer's no. I had my chance, and I gave it away, and that's fine. I understood that, but still sucks to hear. But, there you go. You get some secrets. Congratulations.
In return, I'm going to keep pursuing the other secrets you won't tell me and trust you out even more, so sorry.
What would life be if it was not dominated by Armani Auxilium making me worry fucking constantly? What would life be? I feel like it would be less rich.
Well, I mean, you can't hold it against you. You chose this life, quite literally.
Some fucking reason I did.
Are you
God,
regretting
nothing
it
but
yet?
trouble. You are
Yeah?
nothing but fucking trouble. I don't regret it, but you're nothing but fucking trouble.
I think with that, that's all that Armani really wanted to say to Dark. But cool, productive conversation.
Productive conversation. You get a couple secrets as a treat. Not all of them, but a couple.
As a treat. God.
That was a fair fucking amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally fucking know sort of why he fell. Kinda.
You have some hints as to why he fell. But you mostly know the aftermath.
Yeah, I have a vague idea of what happened. Maybe.
But everyone else retires with nothing else to do for the day except for Psyche. So, Psyche, what are you researching? I assume you're at the Millennium Archive.
Yeah, I'm at the Millennium Archive. First of all, I'm hoping and praying that there's an awful, awful walk to the Millennium Archive where both Quill and I are just praying that we're going to be going separate places, but we're not because we're both going to the Millennium Archive.
Mm-hmm.
The emotion of the emotion of why are we both going oh god, we're both going the same direction.
Yep.
But once I get there and blessedly have a moment's peace, not hanging out directly next to her, I would like to look up anything that I can find on avatars of a deity,
Make an
because
investigation
that's
check.
not like how to like.
Are you specifically looking for like occurrences of them, what they might
Just-
look like? Like, what do you?
What? How would I know if what I saw was an avatar of a deity? And what, like, the basics? Avatar of a deity for dummies.
Okay.
Meeting a god in person, what you need to know.
Yes.
Yes.
What am I rolling for that? Investigation?
Investigation.
That is... Please. Hello. There we go. My computer wants me dead. I had to delete and reinstall Discord.
Jesus.
Please. Okay, that's a 16.
A 16. So basically, avatar forms for dummies. How do you know you're looking at an avatar form? Usually the god will make it very clear.
Do your eyes bleed? Is it one of those things?
It probably could. Like,
Cool.
Probably depends on the god if it's gonna be like a fucking what's it called, Indiana Jones and
Well, I'm just thinking like which
the arc.
I feel like
Depends on the
Orana
god.
would definitely have a be not afraid type thing going on.
According to the lore of the Pantheon, Arano's Arano's purest avatar form blinded another
Vespa.
god.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
like, maybe
Oh,
don't
do y'all
look.
not know?
Do y'all not know that? So
Okay,
so
I'm
Psyche
Who?
does
on
run into
Twitter
this.
later tonight.
So Psyche
so-
does run into this while this discussion of this avatar. The purest avatar of Arano that is known,
That's why
blind
Vespa's
is the
blind.
reason that Vespa is blind.
I did not know Vespa was blind.
Vespa is blind.
I thought, okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
only
what
know
my
of
phone
one
said.
blinded god, and I got so fucking scared.
No. No. Vespa is it's questionable on how blind she is, whether she is partially blinded or not. Her design doesn't her avatars that she's been seen in doesn't play up that aspect like Elnet's does. Like Elnet is like, oh, we have the whole thing tied over the face and
I mean,
whatever.
it's a different kind of blindness. Like, there's the kind of blindness where you get shown like flashlight really, really bright in your eyes, and then there's the kind of blindness where someone has stabbed a blade into your eye socket.
Yeah,
Um,
like Elnet
different
was
kind of
much
blindness.
more brutally blinded.
Elnet was like,
Elmet doesn't have like visual receptors anymore. Vespas were just like fucked up.
Yeah, Vespa's vision is just fucked up. Now, Vespa can still Vespa's sight is heavily debated by theological scholars, and we don't have time to get into it. The
No, we don't
TLDR
have
is
time to
she's
like
a
all of
god, and she can perceive what's going on around her anyway, in a different way to how Elnet theoretically can perceive what's going on around her anyway. But
I think that if I existed in the Aldrithe universe, I would research the intersection between disability studies and Pantheon lore, and I would go at it like there's no tomorrow.
there is a significant overlap there, and yeah.
there was a Aldrith campaign too one day.
Yes, there is.
Don't tempt me, besties. I've already had ideas.
Oh, me
You and
too.
me, I've already written out a fucking character sheet.
Anyway, so, like, there's kind of different shades of Avatar, essentially. There's the gods, basically, like, true form, which is very be not afraid, Arano burns Vespa's eyes kind of thing. There is an avatar that they may use to speak to a mortal. now that may look different for different gods. You would assume that the one that Kimor uses to go, like, crash on the couch of his followers is not one that, like, completely burns them. But
Kimor's just kind of
We
like
get to vibe
Kimor
at a
uses
cost.
his avatar to have just enough physical sensation to enjoy smoking weed.
yeah,
We vibe
like
at the
straight up.
cost of your retinas.
Yeah. There's debates on, so when you hear about what a god looks like, that is at its core a god's mortal avatar, because
Okay.
none of the gods have a true form that resembles a person. None of them. Why would they?
Yeah.
However, they have to take some kind of form when delivering news and things like that. Some of them tend to take forms more than others. Some of them will take forms constantly. Sometimes they will never take forms. Afrock has never been known to take a form to speak to someone.
Good for him.
Has Afrock spoken to someone before?
Some people say that he has.
Is that like an Elnet some people say that he has, or is it like a
You don't
I
know.
stared into the void long enough that I started seeing things within the darkness?
You don't know.
Probably both.
Okay, great.
Some people would say that you're talking to Elnet is probably just that.
Yeah.
Someone has said that.
Exactly.
To your face this session.
To my face, yes. Earlier today.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
What about what I've seen? Is that just a manifestation or an avatar?
those are simultaneously the same thing and different things. Manifestation includes the bubble of avatar. Manifestation is kind of an umbrella term, and then avatar is included within it. But manifestations will also count, like, as a crow, a burning bush, that kind of thing. You can see different manifestations. It's not always avatars. Avatars are usually relatively rare and almost never seen from the old gods. There are tales of the old gods' avatars. The unspoken ones have, like, verified appearances, but they have verified checks on Twitter.
I'm looking at the wiki for the Unspoken Pantheon.
Yeah.
There's a fandom.wikia.
Yes. The appearance section, if you're looking on the wiki of
Check
each
out our
page,
wiki.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a wiki.
Is the avatar of each god. And again, this is very different from god to god. Sometimes avatars will still sometimes be incredibly overwhelming to be around, just by the nature of being around the divine. Sometimes they're incredibly overwhelming to be around because they're designed that way. My favorite example of this is Passionite. You'll see.
No, I know. I'm aware. I know. Well, we've kind of.
I think
talked
we've
about
kind of
that,
talked
actually,
about
though.
it, but like, there are a couple designs that are just meant to fuck with you. It's just how it's built. Whereas
that's why you want me to track down a manifestation of Passioneye. That's why you want me to talk to Passioneye's avatar.
well, it would be so much fun. Anyway, but I have a god in the pantheon for all four of you that I'd love for each of you to talk to.
Hey, Bestie, don't like the way you ordered that one.
Sorry, who do you... Listen, I
Even-
know
even
Nomos needs
for
to go out and
Ivory,
make more
Ivory,
friends,
I have someone
but,
in
like,
mind for you.
No, I have guesses.
I
I
don't
have
like
guesses
that.
for Ivory. I think Ivory would get along with a couple.
There's a difference between get along with and should interact with.
I
Oh, no, you're
genuinely
doing work
would,
with the
would
Curators
pay
now.
real money to see an Ivory and Kimor interaction, and not just because of the
Yeah.
money.
No,
I mean,
I'm
Ivory
sorry.
Kimor would
I'm
be
sorry.
great.
What, Vari?
Don't worry about it.
You said something just now. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Hey.
I always worry about it.
So do I
Moving
do I
on.
get an answer as to what the fuck I saw was?
People argue whether or not dreams count as full manifestations or not, or if that's literally just a vision. Like, is it the equivalent?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make some comparisons here. People argue about divine dreams, as in, is this the equivalent of you being in person with this deity? Is this just like you looking through a camera lens at this deity, or is this also kind of a weeping angel situation? Like the amount of which visions are real and thus would count as avatars is up for debate and depends on the dream. From what you've been reading, you'd say that your dreams probably count as avatars most of the time, and what you've seen has probably counted as an avatar.
Yeah.
But not all dreams are created equal, so...
Cool. Yeah. I just spend a while.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to find at the archives while you're there?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Then you
Titan. The Titan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, I don't think there's gonna be...
Are you gonna
anything
find
on
that in the library?
I'm not gonna find that in
Probably
the Millennium Archive. We just talked to a goddamn curator.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think about it, but I have no intention of looking for it because I also don't want to start shit with Lady Bellman because it will definitely get back to her if I try and do that. That feels very
That's
behind her
fair.
back. I will get that information when we have earned it, and I trust end up with that.
Okay. So, you finish up your time at the archive, and is there anything else that someone would like to do on this day specifically before we begin downtime stuff?
This is an ask.
Ivory. What's up?
This is an ask. It would require some retconning to all the way when we were back there, and Endon was like, "Is there anything else you have to ask about?"
Sure,
Oh my
I'll
God.
allow it.
I really wish I would have pulled out my cards and asked what the fuck these things are.
Let me pull up my
These
notes on the
was
cards.
just the-
Let me pull up my notes on the cards.
Damn, I
Let me
forgot
pull up my
about the
notes on the
cards.
cards. I was
Damn.
waiting for you to remember the cards.
Shit.
I remembered halfway through your conversation with Armani, and I was like, motherfucker!
Was that the look on your face? Like you It's like, did I say something weird? No, okay.
Oh, it was me remembering things, because I'm literally going through all of my notes right now as I move them over between apps, and I pulled it up, I'm like, motherfucker.
So, I can't find my notes right now, but off the top of my head. So, let's
pulled out my-
rewind to end of days. Just
Yeah.
kind of before Psyche can do their doorknob confession, you do your own doorknob confession. And you kind of pull them out, and immediately end of is like, sorry, where did you get those?
At the carnival?
At the carnival.
Yeah.
At the carnival?
Yes.
She
Yeah, at the
literally holds out a
carnival
hand
in
to take it.
goodness, where was
I
that?
fucking hand them over.
She just starts like
Where was that again?
shuffling them frantically. Where was this carnival?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
It was after we did the...
Oh, this was in Wakefeld.
Yes.
In Wakefeld?
Yeah, just before time in the
We-
gladiatorial combat.
We had some time in the Pit of Prestige, and there was, like, the carnival around it, time-wise, and I won a game and got some cards.
I have not seen one of these in about 300 years. How did you...
Collector's item.
It was just, like, there, along with, like, stuffed animals and, like, pet rocks.
This is a cipher. This is a magical cipher.
I did notice that you have the same runes
Yes.
on the cards, and
This
like
is a
on some
magical
of your...
cipher. It's used for navigation
Yeah.
of the demiplanes. What the fuck?
I'm so glad we got an explanation for this because Ivory was driving
Can I
up the
keep
wall
these?
about this.
You have no use for them.
Yeah, I was going to
Do
say,
you
is
know
there a
how
use
to
for-
use them? I mean, yes, there
Not
is a
a
way to use
clue.
them, but I assume you hadn't figured it out.
Can you
I
teach
propose a
me?
trade.
I probably shouldn't right now, but
That's
I mean,
fair.
If
Can
you
we
go,
cycle
if you
back to that at some point?
fine, if you come back, I will. If you come back with a success and more questions, I will tell you how to use the cipher.
Deal.
Deal?
Yeah. Deal.
Huh.
Hmm.
So should I
Yeah,
keep these
it was just-
or give them back?
No, please.
I will keep them. And she kind of looks at them again and turns them over and shuffles them again and then just kind of carefully puts them away. That's...
Quick question.
God, how did they end up at a carnival? Yes?
Fuck. I don't know if... Can I see them for a minute?
The cards?
Let's go back to
Sure, and
Wakefeld, find that one fucking
she
carnival
takes them
person. be
back
like,
out
"Where
and
the
hands
fuck
them
did you
back."
get
So
this?"
I take them and I like go through the cards because I can't fucking write.
Yeah.
So I lay out the ones that like were drawn that one time that I like did I pulled a bunch out and they
Yeah.
were like the same. Like I did
Yeah.
it multiple times and they were the same. I'm like, I messed with them at some points and like, I don't know. You've heard of tarot? Like you pull out cards and do a reading. I got these. Does that mean anything, or am I just being silly?
I don't know what... Were you all guided to each other like this group?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Ivory, that is your name, right?
Yeah.
That's the first level of the cipher. Like, you have to deliberately... How did you...
Sorry, what's the first level of the cipher?
My name?
No. These cards, this layout. It's the first level of the cipher. You have to go through a couple different very specific draws. It's usually based off of a magical connection with the cards themselves, not unlike attunement. And then using that, working on pulling and arranging certain certain card arrangements. Did you, like, accidentally attune? How did you accidentally attune to these cards?
I was playing with them for like 3 days.
How do you all accidentally keep coming in contact with these kinds of things?
People don't stop me.
We're definitely just rather lucky, or depending on your point of view, rather unlucky, I'd like to think.
Well, your chaotic energy seems to suit you very well. Does not suit my energy very well. So good luck. I'm going to keep these for now, and then
Please
when you
do.
come back, we'll talk.
Cool. And then I'm good to head
Good
out.
luck. And with that, we wind all the way back to the present, with Psyche returning to Peacemaker Place. Is there anything else that anyone wants to get done by the end of this day?
I think we're good.
Then with Psyche, Armani, and Dark leaving, kind of unmaterializing, to maintain a presence, but not the corporeal form, as everyone returns to Peacemaker Place and begins to prepare for another departure from Targrave. That is where we'll end this week's episode. Woo-hoo.
Bye-bye.
As usual, we're ending a little bit later, just to make sure that our poor Floyd can go to bed.
Earlier.
I mean, a little earlier, yeah, so our poor Floyd can go to bed.
Early is a strong word.
I'm sorry.
Shorter session.
Shorter session. It went a little bit longer than I expected. I'm sorry, but it is still shorter. But even then, thank you all for coming. Everyone that did come, as usual, it means the world that you're here. You can find us on TikTok and Twitter at AldritheDND, as well as YouTube at AldritheDND. If you'd like to come talk to me on Twitter, boy, am I available. Just at me, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the setting or whatever. I would love to talk to you.
Ooh. Hey, sorry, this is related to the Twitter. If you guys have anything that you'd like to see explored or questions about the food cultures of Aldrithe, or if you have any recipe recommendations for things that you'd like to see, again, I'm writing a cookbook. It's going to have such favorites such as Tentalienne toast, breaded poultry nuggets,
And also
a
some fancier
recipe,
stuff.
But also some like really cool stuff, like
and also
intertwined
like
peanut potato
tons
stew and mushroom
which
and cheese
I've
dumplings
made.
and like 4 different kinds of tamales, and it's
And yes, and
so
yes,
good.
the Russian fucking meat jelly.
Yeah.
Guess
Yeah,
where?
Ewan
Guess
put
what
an
aspect is
recipe in there
real
and none
in
of us could
Aldrithe?
stop.
I gave
So-
him canonization powers, and it was far too much for them to. It was far too much power. But either way, it's gonna be really
So
cool.
yeah,
So if you
send
have
me
any,
questions
Power
about-
corrupts aspiclutely.
if you have any
Sadie, I sent you
food
some
things
really-
for the Twitter, put them in. See if you want to suggest any recipes. That's a horrible pun, and I hate you so much.
I sent you some really kind words earlier, and I'm starting to second guess them.
You
Slash
meant them
J.
to the core
Slash
of
J.
your being. You all love me so much.
This is true. This is true.
Well.
But yes, any questions about the food culture or dishes or things that you'd like to see in that, send it to our Twitter. Aha.
at Aldrithe D&D, and I will see them, and I will pass them on to Ewan, and I will give you my opinions. Yeah, if you'd also like to help out, or just want to brush up on your Aldrithe knowledge, as usual, we have a wiki. I think it's linked in our about, but if it's not, it is aldrithe.fandom.wiki. And you can see a whole bunch of the gods, a whole bunch of NPCs, and we invite you to come help fill it out if you really want to. Other than the core PC pages, they are open for editing from anyone, and you can come help out and come contribute. I still loved the day that we got to collaborate on creating the Chadley page back in the day. But
I love looking at
That
the
was a
wiki
team
sometimes
effort.
because we get it's I love looking at the wiki sometimes because I get great reminders of NPCs who were very, very minor, but they are one of few known worshippers of a deity. So
Yeah.
like, yes, my favorite NPC, K-Stara Mist,
yeah.
the one worshipper of Elnet that we met in the city of, that was where we found Briar. That's in
man.
Abdor.
that was in Abdor.
Abdor.
Yeah.
Aber is a
Aber
person
is a
you know.
person. Who doesn't have a wiki page.
Who
So
doesn't
if you
have a
guys
wiki page.
want
We should fix
Yeah.
that. But yes, either way,
Yeah.
I do believe it was actually in Prinstall. I think Spear
Was it
Waddle
in
Dee may be
Prince-
right. I think it was in
Oh, was it?
Prinstall. I can check in my notes, but I don't think that was Abdor. But either way,
It was
Oh, okay.
wherever we became the Fated Four.
That's
'Cause it was the
Wakefeld.
day
that's
after we became
Wakefeld. Okay,
Yeah.
I
You became
will
the
look it
Fated
up.
Four
I
in
will look it
Wakefield.
up. I
Yeah.
will look
The
it up, and I will
streets
put it on the
away.
Twitter. But either way, good to move forward. We will be.
I have a raid.
I will keep y'all updated on what time we will be streaming next week. Again, check Twitter. But yes, other than that, we should be spreading some love. What is our raid for the day?
Where are we going?
The Outcast with the Sea are alive.
Oh!
Last time.
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay, yes, let's go hang out with the Outcasts.
Mhm.
Other than that, before we go, of course, as usual, if no one has told you this week, I love you very, very, very much. And I'm so glad you're here. It is an honor to have you in this stream, in this world, and I hope to see you again next week. Even if you're not here next week, I love you anyway. Please know that you are deeply cared for by all of us, and just a wonderful pleasure to have in this world. But hopefully we will see you next week anyway, so I can give you all of that love again. Time to go spread that love. Let's go raid. Let's go say hi to the Outcasts. All right. Bye bye. See you next
Bye-bye.
week.